long term.
Okay.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in.
My next claim is if all the money in the world were divided equally, it would return to the same pockets within 5 years.
What? That's just fun. Okay, let me think about this claim. If all the money was redistributed, it would return in the same pockets within about 5 years. So basically that a bunch of capitalists would be able to regain the money within about 5 years? In what way exactly? Like by lobbying the government to have like preferable fucking tax policy? I guess? Or I'm trying to think, like what the fuck does that exactly mean? Complete nonsense. It's always someone convinced you at a young age, brother at a young age. I believed in the shit he was preaching and came to my own conclusion it's bullshit, Lamau. Why would he say that? Because, okay, in the case of Patrick Bet-David, he is listen, because my fucking parents are the exact same fucking way, okay? He fled a fucking country, specifically Iran, which was experiencing, before it was the Shah, and then it went under the religious theocracy after the Islamic Revolution happened within 1973, right? And the Ayatollah was put into place. By the way, Iran is still a capitalist country, not a socialist country. Patrick, it's never been socialist, but whatever. That's besides the fucking point. The main fucking reasoning is because the reason why he thinks like that is because he has his. He has his. It's as simple as that. He has his. He's a fucking fob who got his, right? Trust me, my fucking parents are the exact same way. They're fobs who fucking got theirs, which means who the fuck cares about all these like stupid prissy fucking upstarts who are complaining about how dog shit the fucking economy is. I had to work and bust my fucking ass off. I had to do fucking meritocracy. Meritocracy worked for me just fine. Why are you fucking bitches complaining? It's because meritocracy's not working for them. That's why they're fucking complaining about this. I've had the exact same fucking conversation, arguments with my, like, 2 Eastern European fucking parents, dude. Like, exact same fucking arguments.
What's your name?
Caleb.
Caleb.
Yeah, so you just said that you were proposing if we divided all the wealth equally in like 5 years. How would you propose we divide the wealth in that way? In this thought experiment, again, if we're going to give it a serious look, I want to understand, how would you propose that happen?
I hope you realize this is just a question we're asking everybody, right? But if you take all the wealth, which is around $500 trillion, okay, give or take, you divide it by 8 billion people, it would be around $62,500 each. Within 5 years, the people that don't know how to handle money...
Oh my god. That's not how that works. This is not, oh my fucking god. That's not how that, this is the stupidest hypothetical on the fucking planet. This is just, logistically speaking, it just does not simply work like that. This is, I can already tell, this is going to be the fucking dumbest shit on the fucking planet. Simply put, that's just not how any of this works. When people are talking about wealth redistribution, they're not talking about, like, global wealth redistribution. Complete fucking nonsense, dude.
Money themselves, they would lose it all, and within 5 years the same wealthy would get the same amount of money.
As someone who certainly doesn't make that much money, I'm willing to take that as a gamble just for fun, I'll be honest, but at the same time, like, okay, so you're just now claiming that people who don't have wealth don't know how to manage it. And that's fair because a lot of them have never had it before. So what do we do to basically ensure that people like myself who are currently, thank you to the United States, thank you to the state of California for giving me medical insurance to get blood work, for giving me food stamps so I can have food. I've applied to I don't know how many hundreds of jobs. I can show you the receipts. I can show you the email confirmations. Like, I am trying my best to use my values with the freedom that we have.
So if I give you a job, you would work 40 hours a week?
If the job is in alignment with something that's noble and good, I think I could. The issue is, and again, you may say that this is a personal weakness, but like right now, substitute teaching, tutoring, trying to help in that way is making it so that I'm able to scratch by. Yeah. But without the supplemental income and the help from the society of people who make more money, I'm going to not have enough food.
I want to address something which you made a point that I agree with on why don't some people create wealth. In my family, when I was growing up, and I was telling this young lady over here, well, my dad was a cashier at a 99-cent store. We've never owned an insurance policy before. My parents, we've never owned a house before. I've never lived in an apartment with a swimming pool before. We've never had a 401k stock mutual fund, none of that stuff. I had no clue how money worked. So for me, when I got out of the Army with a 1.8 GPA, out of high school, I went straight to the Army because I didn't know how money works. If you look at our system today, in high school, we learn about a lot of different things. They don't teach us about taxes, finances, mutual funds, stocks, bonds. Colleges don't even teach a lot of that right now. So
you
come
work in high school?
Did I work in high school?
Have you have experience like me, someone who's essentially on those front lines working in?
I've worked with many high school teachers and the directors of psychology to talk to the youth. Yes,
so right now, I'm in a position where I have options, like you said. I do have some options, but they seem to be somewhat destructive and exploitative of me, of my peers. So I'm trying
I think
to
you're too selective for jobs right now. You don't have the ability to be selective at.
What fucking other jobs can you be fucking selective of, dude? Like, okay, I guarantee you, if I were to go on my fucking LinkedIn profile right now, do you know how many fucking jobs have, and this is fucking consistent, how many fucking jobs and positions will have 100 fucking plus applicants on them? This is a consistent fucking problem. How do I know? Because I'm currently fucking experiencing it right now. Because there's a fundamental problem with the economy, Patrick. But you're okay with these fundamental problems with the fucking economy because you benefit the most from it. It's just complete other nonsense. It's just funny, the knowing how money works is usually just abusing the system in your favor. Generally speaking, that's how it fucking works. Again, he did his fucking scam MLM fucking bullshit, made fucking millions off of it. He was able to be a fucking scammer, and then he ran to the fucking bank with it. That's how he made his fucking millions.
At this stage.
Well, but the thing is,
really
I do because I'm instilled with a freedom that is maybe God universe given, and I don't actually have to, because of the system, like you said, I don't have to play along with some corrupt game. So I gave up
I think
a
California is
career.
perfect for someone like you.
Well, thankfully,
Yeah,
California agrees. But you mentioned earlier in a previous discussion that we have free speech, we can say what we want.
Right.
But the thing is, have you been punched on the train for how you look and how you share your ideas?
Do I look like an American to you? Do you see this nose?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm Middle Eastern. You know what's happened to this guy? You know what's happened to me when I was discriminated
so do you
all over
really
the place?
feel like that's free speech if you're being
I don't mind
punished
it.
by people who have prejudice
I
against
don't
you?
mind it because I understand there is a risk that you may be disrespected. Like here, I've been disrespected here many times. I've been offended here many times. A lot of you are coming here finding a way to attack me, tell different stories. I'm okay with that.
I don't want to attack you.
You're being very respectful. I'm not talking about you. But what I'm saying to you is, when you say, "Have you ever been punched in the face on a bus?" You don't want to hear about what things has happened to me because of the way I look.
Because I feel
but
like
I don't want to use
you've
that.
been through a lot of trauma in your life, and now you're kind of clinging to things.
I'm not. What I don't want to do that. I have my son is sitting right here, my 13-year-old son, I have 4 kids. I bring them everywhere. I want them to see that it's okay. People are going to disagree with you. You have to be comfortable with this.
All the time.
You are with 13-year-olds all the time?
Because of my job, because I'm a substitute teacher and a tutor. The thing is, you can imply many different things, and that is your right. But what I'm saying is right now, I care deeply about having a good experience. The incentive that I feel is for peace and prosperity.
I respect it.
And again, I'm using my freedom now, but the issue is you're saying we have all these options, but whenever I tour the globe, I see franchises that have monopolized pretty much everywhere. So when you talk about options, it's really, there's these select few people who have this infrastructure that's really benefiting them more than others, and without some sort of conscious, spiritual, moral awakening, what can we do except for beg and appeal and amass?
Well, no, you can't be too selective. At the beginning,
again,
when I worked at Haagen-Dazs, I couldn't be too...
People are holy shit, God. It's all the fucking stupid individualism bullshit. Again, people, it's not a problem with people being fucking selective, okay? The problem with the labor market specifically, because it's a fundamental issue with the labor market, again, that's what Patrick is not fucking talking about. The issue is people, it's not that people are being fucking selective, okay? People go into particular professions, they go to fucking university, okay? Because again, it's been sort of like societally programmed and propagandized by a bunch of different people saying like, in order to be successful, you need to go out and get a fucking degree. You know, you have to get your fucking degree in order to be able to go out and have a fucking successful life, right? Everyone fucking, broadly speaking, agrees with this particular point, right? Everyone has been told constantly throughout, I don't know how many different forms of fucking propaganda at this point, saying that you want to be able to have a fucking successful life, you need to be able to go get a 4-year degree, go into fucking debt, and have that fucking shit going for you, okay? So, you go, you get your fucking degree, you accrue a whole bunch of fucking debt in order to get that fucking goddamn degree. Okay, cool, fantastic, great. The problem then becomes, and this should be fairly fucking obvious, is now you have a lot of debt that you have to pay, because most people are not going to be able to pay off their fucking tuition. They're not going to be able to pay for any of that stuff, so they have to fucking take a loan, Patrick, okay? You're very fucking rich, right? You managed to scam a bunch of people out of their fucking money with your MLM business. You managed to get fucking lucky and make fucking millions of dollars, but that's a whole fucking different story, of course. You managed to fucking luck out, more or less, basically. Made a bunch of money, so you don't have to fucking worry about these particular problems anymore. Okay, cool, great, fantastic. Don't just like sit there and fucking lecture people about like what they have to do. People are busting their fucking asses off, all right? Again, wage productivity fucking gap. People have to go to school. They have to accrue a bunch of debt in order to be able to even think about getting a good paying job. That's the main overall point that I wanted to get at in particular here. You have to go into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt in order to be able to think about getting into the to get a fucking entry level position, to even think about getting a fucking pre-screening interview at a decent corporate job. Meanwhile, the interest on that fucking debt, it's still going up. Like, as if you don't have a fucking degree, you're not going to be considered for anything besides, I don't know, some like service work job, some kind of like retail fucking position. Even that, maybe. You're not going to get anything in terms of being able to accrue some form of generational wealth for yourself, to have something to pass down to your fucking next of kin. Unless you get lucky, get a fucking scam going, and make a couple fucking $1,000,000 that way. Like, it's not just as simple as people being too fucking picky and selective with what they want to do. It's like complete fucking nonsense, dude.
Because
Selective
you're
for a
saying
job.
I can't whenever I can.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice.
Appreciate you for being respectful.
I'm glad y'all tripped over each other, because I did too. How's it going?
What's your name? James.
So one of the things that you have stated is that we have options. Okay. So just to give you a little bit of my background, I come from a divorced family, and we lived below the poverty level from the time that I was born until now, frankly. So I'm one of those people that you're talking about that isn't pulling themselves up by their bootstraps enough. Which, like, I didn't have boots to begin with, and like, I don't know if you've ever had boots, but like, legs are load-bearing structures.
I relate.
And like, you can't really pull up a boot when you're wearing it, you know? So where exactly am I failing? When I am working 80 hours a week, I am taking the only jobs that will hire me. I have put in 477 applications over the last 2.5 years. Not even gotten a call back once.
Why do you think?
You tell me.
Dude, I feel you, my friend. I feel you, my fucking dude. Like, I have put in, at this point, probably about, upwards of about, I'd say at least 1,000 different applications. 1,000 different applications. And do you want to know how many pre-screening interviews I've gotten? Less than 10. Less than fucking 10, dude. I got a call back, I think, recently today, just for, like, a fucking, like, a call center service desk position. So it doesn't even pertain to my fucking degree. Like, nothing at all.
You're a job creator.
But I don't know your resume. You know your life better than I do. Why do you think you have not gonna call?
Wait, you did 126 fucking job applications this week, Zane? God damn, you are putting in the work, dude. 800 last year alone. I think even with the job that I had previously, I think I was looking around, because my objective when I was working at the call center, IT call center that I was working at, because I decided in January of 2020 to start looking for a new job. I had 2 interviews before I got hired from the job that I got fired before, and I would basically get I would put in about 10 applications a day, and I got hired at about I think it would have been July, so that would have been about let's say 30 days a week. 10 applications a day, 300 times about 5 months, 1,500 applications. Yeah, about 1,500 applications.
Call back on 477.
Because I do not have a degree.
Okay.
Because I do not have a degree, because I could not afford one.
Okay.
I live in an area where the physical job market is very limiting.
Where do you live?
I live in rural Texas.
Okay.
So in that, like in the town that I grew up in, for instance, there are 8 jobs, period.
Does your family live there, mom, dad, everybody's in that same city?
Everybody was at one point.
Okay.
Most of them are dead now.
Okay, sorry to hear.
It is what it is. It's poverty. You know, we're kind of used to that on this side.
Why do you feel like you're a victim? Why do you feel like you're a victim? Why do you feel like the way you speak, like, you know, you're the victim?
Because he is a victim. Because he is, Patrick. Do you not know anything about the hollowing out of rural America, Patrick? Do you not know anything about that? He is a victim. Why are you so callous? Why are you approaching it in the way that, I forget the fucking name of this individual that's speaking right now. I'm really bad with names. Because he is a victim. That's why. Like, he's been fucking exploited. There are no more jobs within rural America. Rural America has been fucking hollowed out, my dude. That's why. Every fucking rural American feels like they are a fucking victim. Why do you think they like Donald Trump so much? Why do you think Donald Trump spoke to the victim mentality that these people have consistently? It's because they are victims.
Victim where all this happened to you.
Because I exist and things happen to
Well, why
you,
do you see
and
yourself
as
as a
such,
victim?
things happen, and that's why I say that they happen
You're
to
a
me.
good-looking guy. Why do you
Thanks.
think you're a victim? Why do you think you're somebody that's got into a situation because it's not fair what happened to me? Let me give you a couple options.
Sure.
Are you open to leaving the city you're in?
I've already left it.
So what city?
I've left multiple cities.
So if somebody else gave you a job in a different place, you'd be willing to move there?
100%.
Okay, on your resume. On your resume.
Yeah, but hey, it's the exact same fucking argument that Destiny and fucking Vosh were having with the just move forehead argument. It's not as simple as just being able to just move forehead. Because, for example, with a lot of, especially with how mortgages work, broadly speaking, in the United States, you kind of can't move. Depending on how the mortgage fucking works. Like, in some cases, in some instances, yeah, sure, you can move. It really fucking depends, though. It depends on the fucking contract that you have with the fucking bank. Or not the contract. Mortgages, contracts, same difference. Whatever. Like, it's not just as simple as just move forehead. Like, because, again, do you have the money in order to be able to move? Does this guy have the money to be able to move? He would. No problem. Like, rural America is a hollowed-out, decrepit fucking shithole. Right? It's not about, like, the fact that they don't want to move and not want to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Very, very fucking often, people just can't do it because they can't afford to. They just can't do it.
It says that.
What do you have on your resume? Skill set. What do you offer?
Transportation expertise, logistics expertise.
You consider yourself a hard worker?
I mean, I feel like 80 hours a week.
That's a hard worker.
Sure.
How about we do this? How about I interview and I give you a job? Would you move to Fort Lauderdale?
Ooh, that's Florida. Sure, why not?
Would you move to Fort Lauderdale?
Sure, why not?
How about you and I document this? After this, you come, I do an interview with you, and I give you a job. And let's see what you do 90 days later.
Okay, I'll look up your company and all that kind of stuff, and I'll see it.
But
like,
you see what just happened
regardless,
right there? So watch what you just did.
Sure.
You just said you applied to 477 companies who's not gone back to you.
Yeah.
A business owner who's hiring aggressively just made an offer to you. You said you're willing to move. Then you said, I'll look at it. You became selective.
I didn't say I'll look at it if you'd let me finish my sentence.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
I would like to look into your company to see exactly what you guys do.
You would like to?
Because I don't know what you guys do.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned,
MLM fucking bullshit. Unless he sold that company. I don't remember. But at this point, he just does his like stupid valuetainment fucking bullshit at this point, right? Like that's Patrick Bet-David's main fucking shtick right now. Again, it's not about like all of a sudden being selective. Like this is how basic fucking research works, Patrick. Like people will want to like look into a company, see what they do, see if they're like a good fit. Like that's how that works. Because again, if people don't think they're a good fit for a fucking particular position and they know they're not going to get hired by that particular company, like why would they want to fucking apply then? Yeah, like imagine just taking a job blindly. Nobody fucking does that, dude. It's a fucking weird.
I may be wasting my time going, if you guys are a finance company, if you guys are a bank or something like that, I don't have the certifications, I don't have the degrees. So even interviewing me would be a moot point.
If I gave you a job, period, to work 80 hours a week, would you take it? And I paid you a reasonable...
To do what? To do what? What, like, clean shit on the floor or something? Like, what? What? This is a negotiation. Like, you're not just, like, stipulating this man to get a fucking job, right? Like, this is a negotiation. This is how negotiating works. Like, you have to iron out fucking terms. That's how negotiating works, Patrick.
Wage.
Are we talking a livable wage or a reasonable wage? And whose version of reasonable are we talking about? Your version of reasonable or my version of reasonable?
You see, so now, for me, what I'm noticing from you is...
I need specifics?
No, not necessarily. No, most of the people I hired...
No, you need specifics. That's how it works. That's how the hiring process works, Patrick. Like, that's literally how it works, dude.
Specifics. The difference is I'm trying to hire them. In this instance, you're trying to get a job and you're being selective. It's going to work against you.
I'm not trying to get a job.
That's not how that fucking works, dude. It's called negotiating. This is what negotiating looks like. You don't just take jobs wildly. Nobody fucking does that. You are taught from a very early fucking age that you don't just take a job offering from someone blindly, because that's probably a fucking scam. I wonder why you're so aggressive in terms of hiring. Yeah, good point, Boy Meets Mini. Again, who controls the selection of jobs? Oh, the employers. Do people probably understand just how fucking stupid this is?
Originally, I was trying to ask you where the moral failing.
My offer's off the table because you're going to be difficult to work with.
Okay, sure. But my question was, where is my moral failing? Like, where is it that
BBD
you are saying that I am not working hard enough? And
why are you
not
so
doing
I just
picky?
experienced it right now because the way you just handled the situation.
Got it. So I should accept anything that somebody gives me at first blush if it is a guaranteed thing.
No, not necessarily.
I agreed to do your interview.
No, that's exactly it, Patrick. Like, again, if someone agrees to do an interview with you, that's a negotiation process. That's how that works. You negotiate. You talk about like, all right, so yeah, here's what we're gonna do. This is the thing we're gonna do. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Like that. It's a negotiating process. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to negotiate.
I agreed to be interviewed by you, and you agreed to consider me for hiring. So therefore, I am taking that opportunity. I've chosen to. But because I am asking you for specifics, your immediate reaction is that, oh, well, you're trying to be picky. When I'm not. I'm asking
specifics. You could have simply
I said I need to look up your company. That's all I said.
You could have said is, I'm willing to have the interview.
And I did.
You would have the interview.
And I did.
No, you said it depends.
I said,
don't know.
sure.
Let me look.
Yeah, sure. I would look into your company. That's all I said.
I appreciate you. Thank you, James.
By the way, this is how you know fucking a PBD is a dog shit fucking interviewer and seemingly a dog shit at fucking hiring. If you do not fucking look into the company and you get an interview with a company and you don't look into anything about the company, you go to the fucking interview, they're like, it is expected, and people are going to be like, what, did you not look at fucking anything that we do or anything whatsoever? Why the fuck did you apply here if you know nothing about us? Like, what the fuck are you doing? A complete fucking nonsense. I have an EE/CS degree and 12 years of experience, and I wouldn't work for PDD nor hire him for any position of responsibility. Exactly. This is how you know, by the way, he's a scam artist, because he used to work at a fucking MLM. And if you know anything about MLMs and pyramid schemes, they just want to hire as many fucking people as possible to get more people into the fucking circulation, because he is a scammer. That's why I had to quit my job that had for 4 days, because I was extremely desperate. I took the job without proper research. They also misled me and they abused me, and so I had to quit. Same with me. I was extremely fucking desperate, and I got fucking hired by a fucking MLM. I managed to get fucking out of that shit, because typically once they have their claws and they grip into you, they won't fucking let go. They like to say that they're not an MLM, saying that, like, oh yeah, we have like all the certifications and all this like blah 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 in order to be a financial company. Yeah, whatever. Yet you have like the exact same fucking structures for like a fucking pyramid scheme. Yeah, whatever. Sure, totally, dude. You want me to fucking believe for even like 3 fucking seconds that like this isn't just going to be like some stupid like pyramid scheme bullshit? Like, this is like again, I have to say this. This is exactly how PBD thinks, because he's a fucking scammer. Fundamentally speaking, this is how fucking scammers think, because the way he made his fucking millions was by being a fucking scammer.
Hi,
What's your
I'm
name?
Faye.
Faye?
Yeah,
Good to
nice
meet
to meet you. So how would you define socialism? Because I think you're kind of misunderstanding what anti-capitalist ideals look like. I think we are just trying to advocate for basic rights for our people in this country and across the world, of course. But I don't think it's necessarily about equal wealth disparity around the world. For most people that are anti-capitalist, I think it's more about just standard rights that are provided by the government.
Standard rights that are provided by the government?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so...
Go a little bit deeper. So for you, when the claim here is, if the money in the world were divided equally,
so
it will
I
return
think
to the same pockets within 5 years. Do you disagree?
Yes.
Tell me why you disagree.
Yeah, so I disagree, because I don't even think many people are trying to argue for that.
People are not trying to argue
for that? So, like, who are you
that?
arguing in this
Yeah,
debate?
what I'm trying to say...
This is already, I like exactly where Isabella is going with this argument, because, again, the thing is that it's just it's a stupid argument. No one is making the fucking argument to just, like, redistribute all of the wealth to, like, everybody in the fucking world. Nobody fucking does that. And yeah, I have heard about what you said before, Zane. Yeah, there's a lot of training entrapment companies. Yeah, 1000%. Like, they'll just make sure that you can't quit jobs so they can basically exploit you for free labor. Like, that's the point, right?
Very select amount of people that are trying to argue for equal wealth disparity.
Yeah.
Most people are at least trying to advocate for wealth and at all for people that don't have access to healthcare right now, that don't have access to a good education right now, that don't have access to their basic needs like food.
Do you think our system right now allows people to stay in those situations long term?
They force them to stay in those situations long term.
Okay, so part of me actually agrees with you, but why do you think they force them to stay in those situations long term?
I think because they are trying to convince the working class that they don't have rights.
I actually don't think that's what it is, although that's fair to your point here. What's the chances that any of you here voted for Donald Trump in 2024? Exactly, right? What is the chances that all of you here can't stand the phrase MAGA, Donald Trump, any of that stuff? Is that a fair assessment? Fair, okay.
Yeah, so what's your point?
Think about it this way. So maybe you're right that the Democratic Party that's been earning your vote for a long time wants to keep you there because they'll have your vote for the rest of your life.
They have never earned my vote.
Who did you vote for in 2024?
In 24.
Bro, these are anti-capitalists. Why are you saying that they voted for the Democratic Party? What the fuck are you talking about? God, he's such a, like, in terms of, like, political literacy, like, this man Patrick's, like, literally on the fucking ground floor. Like, do you really think that a bunch of people in fucking goddamn California just inherently fucking voted for the Democratic Party? Oh, well, but Daho, like, the Democrats have a supermajority within California, so of course they fucking voted for the Democratic Party. It's like, that's not exactly how that fucking works, buddy. This is simply put, like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? fucking... It's, yeah, like you're saying, Boy Meets Minnie, it is just complete, utter fucking sports ball brain. Because, again, listen, PBD, yeah, he's a big fan of those fucking sports ball analogies. He loves talking about that.
Or I voted for the socialist candidate.
Who was that?
Claudia de la Cruz, I believe.
Who did you vote for in 2020?
I was actually not able to vote. I was in a hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes,
sorry
because of results of capitalism.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so I didn't have access to proper health care or even access to a proper job that would sustain me as a disabled person.
Are you comfortable being specific on what happened?
I guess so. I mean, I'm also mentally ill, so that was something I had to deal with. But I'm mainly mentally ill because I am disabled in a capitalist country.
Tell me more about mentally ill. Who qualified you as somebody that's mentally ill?
Me and my doctor team.
Who convinced you that you're mentally ill?
Me and my doctor team.
What's the...
What? Wait, does she think that this is a self-diagnosis? Is Patrick trying to say that this is a fucking self-diagnosis? Okay. Wait, what? Hey, Patrick, getting, like, it's not just, like, it's not always just a self-diagnosis. Like, what? Okay, bro.
Specific category of mental illness. Is there one? You know why I asked this question? Let me explain why I asked this question.
So I don't even like the psychological industry. I don't really stand for like Sigmund Freudian politics or anything like that. So if you're going to debate the ethics of psychology.
I'm not. Where I'm going with this is going back to the same thing with if the money were to divide it equally, it'll end up being worked out within 5 years. My trouble is, in many cases, somebody you and I look up to will say something to us that we choose to believe for the rest of our lives. Unfortunately, it could be something where you have ADHD, you're mentally ill, you're poor, you're this, you're that, and we get to choose to buy into that or not. And if you do...
So you're saying I'm not mentally ill or I'm not disabled?
I'm not saying you are or you're not. I would challenge you to go a little bit deeper to see if there's anything you can do about it.
So you're asking me about my health.
Dude, why aren't you pulling yourself up out of your fucking mental illness, dude? I don't know, like, is Isabella here, does she have, like, psychic powers? Or something? Like, what, is she a psyker? Is she capable of wielding the powers of the warp? I had no idea. Huh? That's fucking crazy. She's a psyker, dude. Holy shit.
You're asking me about my disability.
I'm not. I will say we are in a market where, stay with me here, there is a market.
Oh, he's gonna fucking do the stupid, like, it's profitable and effective to be mentally fucking ill. Yeah, dude, because a lot of capitalists are fucking... hiring people off of the basis of that they're just mentally ill, bro. Yeah, totally.
Where there's profit to convince you to you have issues to take the medication because they're making money.
Yeah, but I don't have access to the medication. I don't have access to even a result or a solution to my disability as someone with a connective tissue disorder. It's genetic.
Have you been able to go to different doctors and get yourself tested?
Yeah.
Christ,
you have?
Bro.
Yes.
And in California?
Yes, but not enough. I can't find a specialist.
You can't find a specialist?
I can't find a specialist
for
who I am.
Is there anyone in your life that's willing to pay for a specialist?
Well, they could, or they would if they had money, but yeah.
Would you be okay if I pay for a specialist for you to go see?
Yeah.
Would you take money from a capitalist to help you go see specialists?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I'm going to have you go see two, do you live in California?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you go see two specialists, but would you also be open to seeing somebody else I choose as a psychologist that may...
No.
You're not.
No, so you choose as a psychologist, you're choosing who gets to turn...
Well, yeah, why the fuck would you get to choose who's a psychologist? Hello? That's not how that works. Why are you fucking saying that? This is so fucking weird. What? What is he talking about? Dude, I have to choose who your psychologist is to deal with your fucking mental illness, bro. What? That's fucking weird, bro. Why would you say that?
Determine what my mental health looks like. No.
Okay, then I wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah, so I think... All right, thanks for talking.
Thank you so much. Yes, anytime.
Yeah, 1000%. It's all about the control of motherfuckers like this.
How you doing, man?
What's your name?
Seth.
Seth, good to meet you.
I think your claim kind of doesn't make any sense because it would not inherently be a capitalist society you're describing. Because I'm surprised nobody's really addressed this issue. We haven't even defined what socialism is. Capitalism is a system in which all businesses are funded by millionaires and billionaires, investor classes. If this society everybody had the same amount of money, I don't really know how the money would be generated up and down. I don't know in this theoretical. It sounds more like an anarchist society, which would make more sense.
You know, we're using this as a hypothetical.
Yeah, so
I want to make sure I qualify that.
We're not. We even describe what.
Well, the problem that's being brought up here correctly is that the hypothetical is nonsensical. It's stupid. That's why. You see how he squirms out of his deals? He's a liar. He's grifting. Oh yeah, because again, he's a scam artist. He made his millions by being a fucking scammer. He ran a fucking MLM, like unironically, right? Like we can look this up. How did Patrick Bet David make his money? Founded the PHP industry agency in 2009, focusing on life insurance and financial services. Classic fucking MLM fucking shit right here. All of them fucking sell life insurance and do financial service stuff. Classic. The company, a multi-level marketing organization, was acquired by Integrity, another MLM company, in 2022. This is how he made his fucking millions, dude.
Capitalism.
But stay on this point here because you came here. Let me go back to this one. If all the money in the world divided equally, it would return to the same pockets within 5 years. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I disagree.
Tell me why you
I
disagree.
believe in a system more akin to that kind of system. I think that a system with people with more wealth and
But
equality.
do you know why the wealth would go back to the same people and the same people
I
at
know
the
why
bottom
it
would be poor?
wouldn't.
Why do you think it would?
Well, it wouldn't go back to the same thing or places because I don't think that we have an inherent equal starting point in the beginning.
But this is a starting point. What I'm saying to you is, if we
that's why I'm
right now
saying
did a
why it
case
wouldn't go
study,
to the same places because we have never even tested some sort of free market. We've never seen any sort of system akin to that, a genuine free market, not one that's distorted by capitalists, by business owners. Capitalists generally protect their own class. That's why people rise to the top. Yes,
I don't know about that. I actually think it's a very
They protect
competitive
their own-
place to be.
No, there's not at all. People start at the very bottom. They have no shot to even.
Do you know why I
Hello,
make the
dear
claim
viewer.
if all the
Today-
money in the world were divided equally would return to the same pockets within 5
I'm
years?
assuming that you think that because people work harder or something like that. But I would argue
it's-
people that work the hardest are the people that make the least amount of money. The people that work the least, live on their yachts, are the ones that are owning all these companies, never been inside the businesses that they own.
I don't know if I agree with that. I was just
Not
in Arkansas
everybody,
3 days
but
ago.
the richest
I was
people?
just in Arkansas a week ago, and I went to a city called Hot Springs, Arkansas. It was two friends from high school started a Windows company, 250 employees.
Yeah.
The city loves them. They work their tails
I'm
off.
not really
They
referring to small
But
businesses.
I'm talking
Sure.
about, but many big businesses started small. Walmart wasn't
sure.
big day one. Walmart was small when it first got started.
Why are they still a monopoly? Because they exist.
They're not a monopoly.
Okay,
Amazon
not
is taking a
monopoly.
big share
They
away
own
from them.
oligopoly, whatever. They own a large market
Do you
share because
think-
their ability to.
Again, like if we're talking about like wholesale fucking distributors within the United States of America, it's Walmart, it's Amazon, and what else? There's really not that many of them, right? There's like some of the Chinese competitors, like your Temu and Xian's of the world, but there's really not much else. Like that's about it.
Use their money
Do
to
you know how
lobby
many
it.
jobs they've created around the world? Walmart has.
I'm not even referring
It's
to
3 million
Walmart.
jobs
the
worldwide.
The point being is they distort the capitalist.
It doesn't matter. Like who the fuck cares if they create fucking jobs, dude? They barely pay fucking minimum wage. Like that's irrelevant, dude.
Distort the market so it's unfree. How could it be a free market?
Okay,
If
so-
everybody in the market inherently wants to make it unfree because they want
So
to rise to the
I'm
top.
watching
If
you.
everybody has the incentive to maintain a free market, then that's something that.
So let me go back. The reason why I said if all the money in the world were divided equally, it would return to the same pockets within 5 years. To me, it's because of market value, what value you bring to the place, your contacts, your relationship, how hard you're working, all of those combined. Habits that you have in
those, for
place,
sure.
habits that you have in place, and also habits at the bottom. The habits at the bottom are not long-term thinking, it's short-term. When I didn't have any money and I was broke $49,000, if I had $500 to my name, we're driving on the freeway to go to Vegas to party for the weekend and come back. If I had a penny to my name, I'm having a blast. Until 25 years old, I changed my habits financially. Then things changed. But this point here that we're talking about with the
some
wealth,
people are so far.
God, it's always the same fucking shit with this motherfucker. Dude, I'm just changing my habits. I just do pull myself up more and more by my fucking bootstraps. Constantly. And bro, that's how you just do it, right? Like, bro, just keep pulling yourself up by your strap boots, man. And then you'll be able to make all the money in the world. That's how it works, bros.
Off from that point, they're so far in debt that small decisions would not alter.
it's not true.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not true.
That's,
It's not-
you're just privileged and you live in a certain
You think I'm
example.
privileged?
Well,
I'm
yes,
privileged.
You're privileged to become a millionaire because of your hard work. That's amazing.
My
That's the only
mom
person.
ran out of money and went back to Iran. You're talking to a guy that would have done 20 years in the army. If one guy
The army
doesn't
is
call
not-
me, if one guy would
The
have
army
called
is
me
the
to
government funding you.
I understand that, and I joined
you
the army because I
benefit
had
from the
given up on
government
life.
for social programs.
No,
Absolutely.
I was not confident on what I could do, but I changed. So can you? Look at the way you're speaking to me.
You can
Do
change, you can work hard, but
do you know
you're not-
somebody like you? Do you know somebody like you that speaks this eloquently? If somebody gets a hold of you in real estate, insurance, finance, you can learn how to sell, and you can make some real good money. Somebody like you that I'm
Not
watching.
everybody's born
I
with
think
those
every-
abilities. You have to be
brother,
like
I
somebody
think-
who's white, tall, 6'4", whatever. They're
I'm
much more.
Middle Eastern. I'm from Iran. Do you
But think
realize a
about
lot of
somebody
stuff
who's
that
not
goes
born-
against me?
Buddy, you made your fucking money doing a fucking MLM scam, right? Like that's how you fucking made money, dude. Like it's not a lot. Like part of it is fucking racism, obviously. Yeah, sure, but again, we're not necessarily in the fucking exact same era. You fucking did the fucking MLM fucking scam shit, and you made millions of fucking dollars off of that. It's not as simple as that. Like it's complete fucking nonsense. Yeah, I can't wait until someone calls him out for his MLM scam and makes him feel real uncomfortable. I don't know why people aren't fucking doing that. Like he's a fucking scammer. Like he's a scammer. Like unironically, he ran a fucking MLM. That's how he has the fucking millions that he has right now. Nonsense.
Okay, but many people have no choice.
But that's an excuse language to be making. That's not a language.
If you never have the opportunity,
Bro, like this isn't. No, it's accurate to say that some people just do not have a fucking choice. That's the problem that a lot of people are fucking having, Patrick. Why? Again, I have to say, like, you have to just say this fucking constantly. The reason why a lot of people, simply put, fucking hate capitalism nowadays is because they feel like that they do not have decisions or the ability to make choices. Again, America consistently loves to talk about how it is all about freedom. You can make all the choices, blah, 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 blah. All this fucking like shebang, shabong fucking bullshit. And then at any point in time, when that actually has to happen, you have to make some fucking choices. You get literally that shit pulled right out from fucking under you. Like, it's complete fucking nonsense, dude. Like, again, I'm bringing up the fucking graph, bro. Like, I have to say this every single fucking time. Do you really think that people are going to be able to make sound decisions, especially in a fucking economy where people just don't get fucking paid, man? People are not going to be able to do that, especially in the current hyper capitalistic, hyper commodified society that we find ourselves under. Like, that's why all this complete shit that he's saying, that like, oh, if you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you make better decisions, you do all this, is complete utter fucking nonsense, bro. Complete fucking nonsense, dude.
Compete because
Look,
you're pre-designed.
I appreciate you being respectful. Truly, you need to know that. So and I'll be respectful to everybody.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you for being respectful. Right now, everybody that's here, me changing your mind, it's not a very high likelihood.
Sure.
Okay? The audience that's watching, 40% of them are going to agree with what you say, and they hate me. 40% of the audience is going to agree with me. 20%.
We're pulling out the destiny fucking ratios. I don't think that's gonna go as well as you may think, buddy. I'm really curious. What in the comments? 20 Jubilee producer versus 20 anti-Jubilee watchers. Alex Jones versus 20 fucking Bohemian Grove attendees. So there's one person that's positive PBD. Just because you talk over something doesn't mean you're winning the argument. That's another conservative. Can't stand people that ask questions but don't show enough respect to hear the response. We have another conservative. Another conservative. Another fucking conservative. Another fucking conservative. One capitalist, one communist / Marxist for 20 capitalists. Okay. No idea what plumbers make. Another fucking conservative. I'm seeing a lot of fucking conservatives in the fucking comments section of Jubilee. I wonder why that is. Curious.
Percent of the audience is in the middle saying, I don't know, man, what do you think I should do? Should I feel like a victim or should I not make excuses? So what is that guy saying? Or should I do this? Or should I sympathize? The 20% that's watching this, that has a fighting chance, I'm hoping they realize they can do something about their lives. We're not going to be able to solve 100% of people's problems, unfortunately.
I don't think people should keel over, but that doesn't mean most people have an equal competitive advantage to some.
I think everybody has a certain gift to
somebody
offer.
like me is more privileged
I think
inherently.
everybody, listening to her present, she could be a lawyer. Listening to her present, she's got fire in her belly. Everybody here has got a gift. Every single person here has got a gift. Whether they choose to use it in a way to help them advance in life, that's not my fault.
It's not as fucking simple as forehead. Everyone has a fucking gift, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And again, the current fucking economy that we find ourselves under, people have particular talents, abilities, and things that they can fucking do. Man, too bad we currently live in a fucking system that could give less of a flying fuck about any of that shit. Nonsense.
Can afford to increase their market value.
You can.
No,
You actually
not
can.
everybody.
Well, we respectfully disagree.
I appreciate you.
Thank you again. Appreciate you.
Surrounded is currently casting.
Dude, if you just keep increasing your market value, that means you're gonna be able to make it out, bro. Totally. That's how that works every single time. Yeah, bro. Sure. I have a fucking 4-year degree in a relevant fucking tech sector work, and I still can't fucking find a job. I have, by all measurements, within Patrick Bet-David's fucking mind, like, all of the monikers in order to be a fucking successful fucking worker, yet I still can't fucking find a job after about 11 months, bro. Why is that? Because there's a fundamental problem with the economy. Stupid.
My final claim is the U.S. is more socialist than capitalist today. If you hate the system...
Oh, no. Oh, wow. We're gonna get to the real fucking schizo shit, dude. Oh my fucking lord, bro.
You're anti-socialist.
Oh my god.
Hello
You're back at it again.
Yep. Yeah, so I think it's super important here
Zena,
for
she's
all
back.
of us alike, but for the audience in general to define what these terms are. I think the best way to do it would be to look at the theorists, right? Over history, we've seen communism and socialism talked about by governments and by, I guess, programs, but we never actually read the actual theory. And what theorists all agree on is that socialism would be a transitionary state between capitalism and communism, where the means of production are specifically owned by workers, not privately. The idea that any country now is anywhere near socialist, let alone communist, would simply be ridiculous and just it wouldn't reflect theory whatsoever.
What is the definition of communism to you?
Stateless, moneyless class of society.
And you prefer that?
Yeah, so I think that we should be moving towards,
Communism.
Yeah, stateless, moneyless class of society.
So
yeah.
you don't think a person like me should exist with the amount of wealth that I have?
Yeah, because I think that we're getting to this point where we're creating fake scarcity for people like you to accumulate the wealth that you have on the basis of private ownership.
Okay, so you're not even not capitalist. You're definitely not capitalist. You're not socialist. You want to go full communism.
So what?
Yeah, she's expressing what Marx has said. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think that looks like, though, is a thing, right? So what Marx actually wanted was for us to reach a point where we no longer have the scarcity of resources that has kind of predicted, history as it looks like now. It wouldn't happen now. It would happen as we automate. At this point in time, we can decommodify housing and food and education for around 5% of the government budget. That's 1/5, a little bit over 1/5 of what we spend on the military already. We don't, because we were living in the state where it almost seems utopian that things like food and shelter.
How old were you the first time you thought you wanted to be a communist? How old were you?
Is that a response to any of the statistics?
He's not gonna fucking reply to that. He's not gonna reply to that, dude, because he's actually fucking laying out a good fucking argument that is exactly what fucking socialists say. He's not gonna fucking answer it. He's not gonna fucking answer it. It is so fucking stupid, bro.
No, because the statistics are against you. It's never worked. There's so many Cubans that moved to Miami. They love their country. They hate the
have you considered that Cubans moved to Miami?
So fucking stupid.
Politics. In Russia, they even went away from communism because it didn't work. It killed so many people.
That's not the reason why that fucking happened. The internal contradictions of the Soviet Union is what made it fucking collapse, not because it was fucking socialist. It wasn't even fucking socialist. No. Oh my lord. He's making the worst possible fucking argument, dude. Oh my lord, bro.
It wasn't communist.
It's almost
was there a state?
amateurish
Yes,
to
there was.
debate
Was there
a
class?
communistic
Yes, there
argument.
was. It's almost like you're not replying to any of the statistics that I've presented to you. I think that's the biggest problem.
You're a dictator telling
Dictators
me what
would not
dreams
be
should
allowed under communism.
Dictators end up, of course, running communism.
But they weren't.
If somebody's taxing 100%, what is a dictatorship?
So again, how much money do you
think?
think?
100%. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. He's so fucking stupid, man. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Yo, capitalist, this is your fucking mans, bro? This is your fucking mans? Okay, bro.
Taxes. What is communism?
How much money
That's
do you
dictatorship.
think? How much money do you think would it take to, I don't know, allow everyone food, shelter, water, and education in this country?
How much money would it take?
Yeah.
But going back to your question here with communism, stay on that point.
He's not answering it.
But I'm trying to find out from you here. You're saying communism is not dictatorship.
No.
Define dictatorship.
Yeah. So when one person or one small entity,
Right.
is able to, enforce its will on the people. When we have a private ownership,
Yep.
when we have a system based on private ownership, that's what happens every
That's
single
dictatorship.
time. Yeah. So we
Dictatorship is private ownership.
Yeah. So private.
So let me
private
get
Yes.
communism.
Yes. Unironically, she is correct when she says this. Private ownership of the means of production is a dictatorship. Like, unironically. Like, this is the correct fucking take.
And under communism, doesn't Elon Musk exist?
Yeah. No.
No, so that's dictatorship.
Based. Thank fucking God. Fuck Elon Musk. That stupid little Nazi fucking freak. People like him should not fucking exist. What, are you okay with the fucking sig-heiling fucking dipshit? Hey, Patrick. You okay with the fucking elongated muskrat fucking soy looting, bro? Like, really? Hey, fucking, hey, PBD, buddy, what, you want this mens? You want this, bro? You want this mens? You're okay with this mens? Okay, bro. Nice meme.
Thank you.
That's completely incorrect. Under capitalism, we don't have, the freedom for people to.
You do.
Okay,
No,
so
you don't.
under capitalism, right? We don't see that the commodification.
Would you consider China
We don't see
communism
the
right now? Would you
commodification of
consider China
food,
communism right now?
shelter, or water, or
Would you
education
consider
when we
China
can
communism?
with 5% of the budget. Why don't we see that?
Would you consider China communism?
Why
right
haven't
now?
you answered any of my questions?
Would you consider
Why
China?
haven't you
He's not
responded to any of
gonna
my questions?
he's not gonna fucking answer any of these questions because again, he's a fucking idiot. Like, he's just stupid. Like, he's never gonna answer any of these fucking questions because he knows that if he actually provides a real answer to the fucking question, like, he's just gonna get fucking destroyed and made to look like a complete utter moron because he's just a moron.
It's almost like we're not having a conversation. You're
we are
talking
having a
at me, not
conversation
with
where you have an argument that's been proven that it's not worked.
It's almost like I just gave you
You had, like, okay, Patrick, again, Xena here is asking for you to provide an argument. Yet you continuously refuse to provide a fucking argument. You are not providing any fucking arguments for us to why communism doesn't fucking work. Complete nonsense, dude.
the definition of communism for you to critique, and you haven't been able to.
If it's such a great system, why are other nations
It hasn't happened yet because we've never been at a point for it to happen.
Because we've not found a noble person that can do it the right way. That's not a dictator.
If you were to read the plain,
Bro, it's all about the nobility of the individual, dude. Like, there's no noble individual that's been like heckin' cool or epic enough that did communism all that well, bro. Like,
he's so fucking dumb, man. So fucking stupid. Yeah, like, hey, Patrick, what do you think of a lot of fucking Trump's current actions? Do you think that Trump is not a fucking dictator, my dude? Like, are you okay with a lot of the actions that Trump is doing? Okay, bro.
In text of Marx, we would see that he wanted
I've
to
read Communist Manifesto.
I promise you, if you have, you would have said that
Bruddy, like, you've only read the that's so fucking telling. Listen, yeah, I've read the Communist Manifesto. Buddy, that's not like the magnum opus of Karl Marx in terms of his fucking theory, you dumbass. Like, what nice fucking Jordan Peterson moment that you just had there, Bubby. Like complete utter nonsense. Like, yeah, I read the Communist Manifesto. I know everything about Karl Marx. I know everything now that there is to know about him because I read just one little fucking pamphlet. Fucking complete nonsense, dude.
Have you read Wealth of Nations? Have you read Wealth of Nations?
Yeah, so I've read Das Kapital, I've read Communist Manifesto as well, Engels' Collective Works, etc. What do you think, if you think that communism is in any way us having wages or us having, privatized music production, you don't know what it is.
You choose my dreams, and I refuse to do that.
Who are you arguing with?
Where
did you get that from?
What do you mean?
Well, that was interesting.
Let's go. Justin,
good to meet you.
How you doing, Patrick?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. So I need to pick your brain a little bit. You're saying U.S. is largely socialist. I want to focus on the word largely. So why do you believe it is largely socialist?
Because 68% or so of the money that we take in goes towards entitlement programs.
So
oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Dude, fucking, we have some, like, welfare queens. We have some people who, get some fucking money from the government in order to be able to barely fucking survive. Therefore, we're basically no different than communist bros. Like, this is just totally fucking hecking communism, bro, because we have, there's social safety fucking programs, which every other fucking capitalist economy and country has, which funds it better and more of it in comparison to the United States of America with a fraction of their economy. Complete fucking nonsense, dude. Oh my fucking lord, bro.
I think one of the things that is going to be major to me, it's like Zena was touching on earlier, is going to be the fact that socialism is a big part of it is going to be workers owning the means of production. When we have President Biden, for example, telling that the railroad strikers, it's going to be illegal for them to strike, I don't see that as much of a workplace democracy.
Did you have
quick correction to that. In terms of the railroad strikers, the reason why Biden told them to not go on the strike, again, Biden negotiated with the unions and with the railroad companies in order to be able to get them the deal that they were looking for. They ended up approving the deal and getting pretty much everything that they wanted out of the fucking deal. The reason why Biden basically and I'm not saying this to be like a fucking Biden shill or whatever. This is just factual. This is actually what fucking happened. The reason why Biden struck down or ended up striking down the railroad union's strike is because he stipulated that, like, okay, listen, I will negotiate with you guys. I'll have no problem with the negotiations. I just don't want this fucking strike now because, again, we're in a sensitive moment politically here. And that was the case, right? The midterms were, was it the midterms? Yes, it was the midterms were just about to come up. And a lot of people were campaigning with that. He didn't want to have the inherent instability of the railroad union strike in order to, well, have an effect on the Democrats who were campaigning throughout that fucking time. That is why he ended up going ahead with stopping the railroad union strike. It was purely a political play. But in the end, Biden still with union representatives that they approved of, and even every left-leaning individual within the squad also fucking approved of, said like, hey, this is pretty much, we got the deal that we wanted, we got pretty much everything what we wanted out of the fucking deal, and Biden was the one who helped fucking facilitate that shit.
question, or you're just saying the fact that you don't agree with President Biden and what he said?
I'm just saying a core tenet of socialism is the workers owning the means of production. Workers currently do not own the means of production. So why do you believe it is largely socialist?
So you're saying the workers should own the means of production?
That is correct.
Okay, so to you, that's the definition of socialism.
He doesn't know what that means. I guarantee you, Patrick does not know what that means. He doesn't know what that means.
That is a core tenet of it.
What else would you define as socialism? I'm curious.
There's a lot of different things, like Zeno was touching on as well. Moneyless, stateless class of society, but I think more important than not, workers owning the means of production and workplace democracy.
Are you more socialist?
They're the same term, man. Marx uses them interchangeably.
Well, the only difference I would put is because what I see in America, I think we are extremely getting close to being a socialistic nation with the amount of taxes that we have in place right now.
That's great.
But at least under communism, I can't survive. I would prefer us staying at the 10% tax rate. I think we're paying way too much taxes.
I wonder why you only want a fucking 10% capital gains tax, Patrick. I wonder why you are okay with that. I wonder, couldn't possibly be anything, right? You know? I wonder why you are okay with a 10% capital gains tax, Patrick. I wonder why. Fucking MLM scammer fucking dipshit.
Why would you not be able to survive?
I wouldn't be able to pursue my dreams that I have in place under communism. My mother's family, they were part of the Two-Day Party. The Two-Day Party in Iran was a communist party. They had escaped Armenia and Russia and came down to Iran, and they pursued communism. I grew up in a family where everything was about the rich are greedy, the rich people are bad, the rich people are this, and the rich people are that. My dad's side, they were imperialist. My dad's side, they said poor people are lazy. So one side, rich people are greedy. The other side, poor people are lazy. Who's right?
I would say that neither are right, of course.
I would say both are right and wrong, is what I would say.
Both are right.
And wrong. Both are right and wrong. Because I do believe there are extremely greedy rich people. And I do believe there are extremely lazy poor people.
Hey, greedy rich people. Yeah, you fucking believe, believe in all the fucking core tenets of, Donald Trump's fucking administration. Hey, Patrick, what was your opinion on the one big beautiful bill? You don't think that's, some fucking crony capitalist fucking dumb fuck bullshit or, whatever the fuck you're talking about? What are you talking about? Buddy, again, whoa, fucking MLM dipshit. I wonder why you're so fucking okay with the current fucking tax rate that's going on in the United States of America. I wonder why you're okay with it, bro. I wonder.
People. But I also believe there's a lot of hardworking poor people that are working, but they haven't found a way to get out of it. I agree with that as well.
So that's actually a major point right there. They're not able to get out of it.
You can get out of it. You could actually get out of it.
But you just said they're not able to.
No, because they're choosing not to. I just made an offer for a book recommendation here, so I'm not interested. If I sit there and somebody's giving you feedback and saying, what about if you think about finding a way to improve your life?
Then I'll
you
check it out.
Read the book?
Sure, why not?
I'll give you a handful of them.
We'll talk about this
I'll
after
give it to you
this.
after. The point I'm trying to make to you is, if you can exist under a capitalistic society, and I can exist under a capitalistic society, so can she. But
okay, we can both exist under a socialist society.
Not under communistic, and under socialism, the incentive would be bad. Think about it this way.
Incentive is high under socialism as well, but that's not what we're doing.
During COVID, take the two states, California and New York. They lost $1 trillion of wealth that left. Do you know where they went to?
Where did they go
went to Texas, Nevada, Florida, Tennessee. You know why? Because it's a better climate for entrepreneurs. Today, if you look at New York City, you know
that's just how the market works.
You know Mamdani is.
I understand how
you know Mamdani is. Are you a fan of Mamdani?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I love Zoran.
Zoran's out there saying he doesn't believe billionaires should exist.
Correct.
I hope he wins. I hope he wins. You know why? Because he says, I don't believe billionaires should exist, and he's going to be the mayor of a city that has the most billionaires in America, 123. I hope he wins so we can see what happens to New York when the billionaires leave. When they leave.
Hey, Patrick, why would they want to leave New York? Again, New York is the financial capital of the world. Billionaires are not going to be fucking leaving New York as you're fucking fantasizing about, bro. That's not how that fucking works, you dumbass. Why would they leave? Wall Street is right there, my dude. They're not leaving. Why would they? They have no reason to fucking leave. Fucking nonsense, dude.
Here's who's going to pay the price. The people that are left behind, who were taking advantage of the taxes that billionaires were paying. You think the government's going to change their budget expenditure?
When there's a $30 minimum wage, I can't imagine that
Middle America's going to take the biggest hit if billionaires leave the state of New York. You'll see.
They've threatened consistently to want to leave the state of New York. They've done that before, constantly. And they still fucking stayed in New York anyways. Why? It's the seat of global financial capital. No motherfucking billionaire is ever going to leave New York because it's stupid for them to do as such.
Oh, you're back.
Hello,
How are you? Good to see you.
A bit more.
Okay.
Firstly, I want to start by saying that the U.S. is not largely socialist because that's not what socialism is. Socialism is social or collective ownership by the workers or a community of the means of production, right? So we're talking about city-run grocery stores, or we're talking about worker cooperatives, or even in some cases credit unions, where a local community owns the bank that they take part in, right? That's what socialism is. Socialism is not when the government does stuff for you. It's not when they build roads. That happens under capitalist economies. That happens under socialist economies. But I'm also not sure you entirely know what capitalism is. And if it's okay, I'd like to ask a couple questions about your job.
Sure.
Because you're offering that. I know that you're Valuetainment, right? You run a YouTube podcast. You also run PHP Agency, right?
Yep.
Yes. And you sell life insurance policies, right?
Life insurance and annuity.
I wonder why we're mentioning this in particular. It couldn't be anything in particular. Pepe.
Yes. I read an article by the Daily Beast which argued that you make more money from recruitment fees to get people to work for you than you make money from selling those policies. Capitalism is when you provide a service and sell the labor of yourself or the person who works for you in return for money. But you're not really doing that, right? You're selling being part of the company through recruitment fees. I'm not sure that's capitalism.
How familiar are you with the insurance industry?
Pretty familiar.
Yep. That is what we call a multi-level marketing scheme, which is illegal. He's a scammer. Period, end of story. If you don't come away with this from, with the thinking anything else besides fucking Patrick Bet-David is a fucking scammer, then, boy, do I got a fucking bridge to sell you.
Familiar?
Are you?
Yes.
You've been in the industry before?
No, my grandfather was.
Okay, so in the insurance industry, when you're in it,
yes,
you get paid
yes.
by selling life insurance policies, and you get paid by selling annuities.
Yes.
We built a distribution channel of a company right after I left Morgan Stanley and Transamerica. We started the insurance company. We grew it, helping middle-income families who didn't have another opportunity to create wealth for themselves. I just came back from our event in Vegas.
Hold on,
Let me
sure
say this to you.
Though.
It is though.
It's not correct though. Because what do you make more money
I just came back from. We don't make more money from recruiting.
I read the Daily Beast article that did that. I also watched CoffeeZilla's debate with you, where you pulled up receipts that the majority of the employees of your company don't make any money.
Here's a question for you. For you. Bring up CoffeeZilla.
Yeah.
Daily Beast is a different story. Go to CoffeeZilla.
Sure, of course.
Do you think if I was worried about my business model, I would go on CoffeeZilla? What do you think?
I think that it's not really capitalist.
Hang on a second.
Well, no, you would go on that to try to do PR spin. That's why you probably went on fucking CoffeeZilla, you fucking moron.
I think if I was worried about my business model, I would go on CoffeeZilla. They were actually very strong when they came back after me. We had a 2-hour conversation.
Yes.
We finished it. It was good to go. We moved on. Their claims that only 1% or 2% make and nobody makes it in insurance, they're right. Most people don't make it in insurance. Just like most people who move to California don't make it in Hollywood.
So I believe
and
the technical
term
for when you make more money from getting people to be part of a company than from actually selling a service is called a multi-level marketing scheme. Do you think that that's a fair characterization of your company? Why not?
You know,
I wonder why.
Yes, I know. It's when you make more money from, it's sort of like a pyramid scheme, wherein you make more money from getting people to be part of it and selling them to be part of the company.
A pyramid scheme doesn't have a product. That's criminal. A multi-level marketing company is more like an Amway, an Herbalife, a New Skin, those companies.
But
because it pays you.
You are making more money from getting people to be part of your company than you are from making money from actually providing a service.
That's not true. It's a claim by Daily Beast. By the way, do you know what quality of earnings is?
Yes.
What's the quality of earnings? Tell everybody what quality of earnings is. Go ahead.
Fair point. The quality of earnings isn't that like the value that's produced from when you make the money? Like how much from the labor that's produced, or am I wrong?
What is quality of earnings?
I give you what I think the definition is.
Okay. So quality of earnings is I sit there and I want to sell the business to you.
Yeah.
You make an offer of $250 million. Okay. I tell you, this is my business. Here's how much profit we make. You leave and you say, great, let's make a deal. I'll pay $250 million. We shake on it. Then you validate whether it is worth that or not by going and paying a big company a few $100,000 to check the quality.
Okay, so same deal as like having someone look at the quality of the gold that you're going to buy.
PwC came and they do a quality of earnings to say, is this company really worth this? They get to make a decision whether the company is truly doing what your Daily Beast claims to do.
The value comes from your brand. It comes from going on podcasts like that, even when they expose the business model, because you are not selling.
Do you know what ended up happening? Don't make claims.
Do you know what you're selling?
Do you know what ended up happening?
You know what you're selling, right?
Do you know what ended up happening?
Do you know what you're selling?
The company
you're selling your personal
buying,
brand. You're selling the idea, because when you're offering people here jobs, right? You're saying that they would have to pay you money to get that. So in reality, you're trying to convince them to pay you money to be part of your company.
Defaming. Be very careful defaming when you don't know the facts.
You have a recruitment fee.
No, be very careful claiming. Be very.
I mean, buddy. Like, dude, it's an MLM, dude. This isn't defamation. This is just the truth. You run an MLM, bro.
Be careful making that claim when you said people here have to pay to work at our company.
It's recruitment.
Be very careful. No, those are two different things.
That's, again, people have to pay to work at your company. That's exactly what they do in pyramid schemes, my man. Like, that's how it works. It's nonsense.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Tatiana.
Taniana?
Yeah,
Good to meet
Tanya.
you.
But yes. And your name's Patrick, right?
It is.
And I don't know a lot about you before coming
That's
in
even
today. But why do you use socialism and capitalism like in this instance? I've noticed a lot of people have defined the vast differences, but you're insisting that we're still like a more socialist like country. Why are you insisting on
That's a fair question. So for me, there's different definitions you can have. Under communism, to me, it's 100% taxes, meaning I can't go create my own property if I want to build a.
That's not what communism is. It is about who owns the means of production. There's just. He doesn't know what communism is. He doesn't know.
Well, you're not a company. I can't do it under communism. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, I guess it is.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
so
not.
Capitalism, I would ideally like.
It's not. It is not. No, don't give in to that. It is not a fair assessment because that's just not what communism is. He does not know what it fucking means. That's not what communism is. Communism is when people, quite literally the proletariat, are the owners of the fucking means of production. That is what a socialist, a communist system would be. The socialist system is the transitionary steps from socialism to communism, right? So in a socialist society, you are beginning to do the transitionary steps to go from from socialism into a communist system, which again is the stateless, moneyless, classless fucking society. That's what it is. Yeah, communism is when Big Daddy Stalin sends me to Gulag for scamming people. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is in the mind of this fucking complete dipshit. So a communist system is the end point of, all this like transitionary work that's going on. So basically, in a communist system, it stipulates that now, after doing having the proletariat be the main owners of the fucking means of production, after the proletariat have basically dismantled all of the private ownership that people have of the fucking economy, okay, now that it's all been taken apart, what happens after that is, all right, now that all of the functions that were necessary for the state to exist before, we can now do away with it. It becomes unnecessary, becomes redundant. So now we have communism, where it is a stateless, classless, moneyless society. That's how it works.
To see taxes between 10 to 30% max. I like a flat tax, but somewhere between 10 to 30%, because I still do think there's certain things that the government needs to do. Military protection, certain things. Socialism to me is 30% and up. Anything above that you're taking the money away from me without my choice.
30% fucking taxes. And by the way, this is on capital gains tax, which affects people in his tax bracket significantly more. Again, the only reason why he says the things that he is, and he's very fucking naked and blatant about it, which is surprising, is the only thing he fundamentally cares about is protecting his own fucking interests.
To use it for things where we get to 68% of entitlement programs, I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, so let's talk about where we're at. I believe you said reasonable wage and minimum wage. What about a livable wage? And we haven't really talked about livable wages because they kind of differ. What do you think about minimum wage?
Also, again, it's not 68% of fucking tax revenue goes to fucking social safety net programs. It's 45%. And it's not even that. That's 45% of the fucking federal budget goes to that. So it's not even that. He's just wrong. He's just wrong.
What do you think?
So I think we have a long way to go. Okay. I'm not really a big fan of these little increment things, especially when it's like, it's not like rent is, stopping and leveling out. It's like it's, far exceeding what most people
I don't disagree, for
make.
Sure. Yep.
And so I'm just wondering how you still can sit here and say that when I know you like to talk about you came up from Haagen-Dazs and all this other stuff.
In Glendale Galleria, 20 minutes away
great.
from here.
Love that for you. But we're talking about where you are today and where I am, a majority of these people in the room.
Sure.
And I haven't really heard. Yes, we can change, but I think that there's certain systems.
Are you talking minimum wage? You want to address the minimum wage?
We can talk minimum wage, but I like to say livable wage because I think they're two very different things.
What do you think it should be?
I think that we should go per state because every state is different in
Give
terms
me a
of
number.
what they
Where do you live? You live in California?
I live in California.
What do you think it should
So
be?
based on the
Minimum
MIT living wage calculator, it's an actual livable wage calculator. It's $27.81 should be the starting, and then if you have kids and so forth, then you can go up from there.
Okay.
But starting at about $27 hourly.
Let's look at case studies of what happened. California chose to increase the minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 an hour. Restaurant workers. Do you know what happened in the state of California? Mass exodus. People left and went different places. You know what restaurant owners did? Like, I can't compete with these guys if you raise the minimum wage. But the challenge with minimum wage is also the following. So say there's two.
Okay, again, Patrick, since you don't understand how capitalism works or how the economy seemingly works, it is about the free flow of fucking money. The point is that you have to have a bunch of fucking money flowing in the fucking system for people to be able to participate in the economy. That's how it works. This is where it goes from the sort of like cronyism bit, right? Like that's the point. He doesn't understand how fucking capitalism works, man. Like that's the fucking issue. He doesn't get it. Also, yeah, good point, Boy Meets Mini. The restaurants didn't leave because of that. It was because of COVID. Patrick, do you know how many fucking goddamn restaurants closed because of fucking COVID? Like, tons of them. Again, it is about having free flow of fucking money within the fucking community. Again, if people are able to buy goods and fucking services, they are able to get paid in order to buy stuff. That is how it is supposed to fucking work. It's complete fucking nonsense. Go to a lot of good restaurants here in California. After COVID restrictions lifted, they were full. Yep. I don't think Patrick is going to bring up the fact that COVID was a thing. I don't think he's going to do that.
Companies. You have Walmart, okay, in Bakersfield, pick a city, and you have a different supermarket that's been in the same family for 60 years. The governor here says we're going to raise the minimum wage to $20 an hour. Who do you think can afford it? The market that's been within a family, the small business. Who do you think Walmart? Who do you think can afford to go to $20 an hour minimum wage?
So that's why I think we have to factor in other systems other than capitalism. I think you're kind of making the point that's been made a few times today, where we can't just look at one thing.
No, this hasn't made. The point I'm making here is, anytime a Bernie Sanders gets up and says let's raise the minimum wage for $15, and he was caught in his campaign not paying his own workers $15, $13 an hour, and he had to talk about it and apologize that And even a guy that's a socialist wasn't paying minimum wage. But if you raise it to $15, Amazon celebrates.
Okay.
Walmart celebrates. Do you know why? Because the employers from this supermarket that have been working for
Dog, if the fucking minimum wage was also $7.25, they still go in anyways. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? Like, that's irrelevant. They still go into fucking small rural communities in order to harvest them out for fucking pennies on the fucking dollar. This is nonsense, dude.
For this family for the longest time, they can't afford to pay that. So they leave and go to Amazon and Walmart. What happens? The bigger companies keep getting bigger. The small businesses go out of business because of minimum wage.
Okay, so you mentioned Bernie Sanders. I didn't mention him. Cool, for Bernie Sanders, whatever. Do you pay a livable wage or a minimum wage for your employees?
There's not a single soul in our company that I pay $15 an hour or $20 an hour.
Okay, so are you paying them livable wages though?
Absolutely.
Okay,
of course
based on your standards
because
or based
of my
on
choice.
like the stats?
Because of my choice.
So you're
because
determining what people's livable wages
well,
are?
no, I look at the marketplace and I see what's going on and I get to pick
Bro,
and
it's
choose
all because
what
of the market.
of people I want to hire. Do I want to hire bottom 10%, 25%, 50%? I'll pay a little bit more because I want to get somebody that's got a little bit more experience.
Okay. Okay.
Tanya?
Titania.
Titania? Thank you.
Yeah, he definitely does not pay. He definitely does not pay his workers well. There's no fucking way.
Hi, again.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Can you remind me again why you think this country is largely socialist?
Out of the $4.9 trillion of revenue that we get in, 4.9, 68% goes to entitlement programs. That's
I'm gonna bring it up again. He's lying. No, it's 45% goes to health insurance and Social Security. These are the two main, unironic, like these are the two main social safety net programs that exist within the United States of America. This is the fiscal federal budget that goes in particular to whoa crazy in the United States of America. He's just lying. He's lying.
That's the reason why I say America's socialism.
Do you think that we should have a say in where our taxpayer dollars go?
That's why we have elections.
Okay.
And you vote for it.
So you agree that we should have a say in where our taxpayer dollars go?
If you're asking me who should have a right to vote, I would change the system in a major way of who would have the right to vote.
I'm not asking you if
you're asking me a question.
I'm not asking you who
giving
should have the right to vote.
Right.
I'm asking you, do you think that
The
our
current system
taxpayer dollars should be
allows-
dictated by us?
The
where that
current
goes?
election allows you to vote and decide who you want to be your candidate.
Absolutely. Okay. So I would argue that the biggest handouts go to billionaires because we give billions and billions of dollars in subsidies to billionaires every single year. Elon Musk just got a huge raise. I'm not sure why. He's worth over like the hundreds of billions of dollars.
Be specific. You're talking about SpaceX?
I'm talking about SpaceX, Tesla. I'm talking about the companies.
I mean, we're talking about general, like Elon Musk's general sort of wealth here. Like he is worth billions of dollars, like the multiple hundreds of billions of dollars.
We fund as taxpayers. So why did we never vote for that?
Why did you never vote for the money going to some of these companies?
Do you see an issue with the fact that we as taxpayers didn't have a say in, first of all, electing this tech oligarch?
Once you elect somebody,
deciding where our taxpayer dollars go.
Once you elect who you elect, what they do next, you don't have a say during that time.
We didn't elect
until the next election. No, I'm talking Congress, Senate. They make a decision on who they give the money to and they approve.
But he's been getting this amount of subsidies through every administration.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. Like Elon Musk has been getting consistent subsidies from the federal government ever since he started doing his like fucking stupid ass shit with his fucking electric vehicles. Like it's not just about fucking a Congress, dude. Like it's nonsense.
I'm not just referring to the Trump administration.
Let's talk about how he's done. Okay, so the NASA was shut down many years ago. Okay, since then, how has NASA done? Trying to find a way to go to space. What has SpaceX done? SpaceX has been able to do
what has
to
NASA
go to
done?
space.
Bro, like again, how many? Like, do you have any idea how many fucking subsidies Elon Musk gets from the fucking federal government? He gets hundreds of billions of dollars of subsidies from the federal government. It's complete fucking nonsense, dude.
Gave us the satellite, which you use every time you use your phone.
If you let me finish, NASA versus SpaceX. Elon Musk, as much as you hate him, Elon Musk was able to go to space for 1/20th of a cost because government organizations.
Elon Musk has the ability to
Bro, like, come on, man. This is complete fucking nonsense, bro. Like, Elon Musk, the reason why he has a lot of the fucking wealth that he has is, because of the fact that he has the amount of government subsidies that he has. Like, that's why. It's not because he just like made good decisions as a businessman or whatever. Complete nonsense, dude.
Eradicate extreme poverty in this country, and he chooses to send rockets into space and make extremely ugly cars that we never actually funded.
Believe it or not, most liberals drive his cars. So
well, I would say the Cybertrucks.
Yeah, they used to. What was this supposed to be like a fucking gotcha, bro? Like that was your gotcha? Liberals used to do that. Yeah, ask a lot of fucking liberals what they think of Elon Musk now, bro.
It's a poor decision aesthetically.
The
but
Cybertruck.
I'm not
is a poor
discussing the
decision?
aesthetics of his products.
It's so funny because when you say what you say about, say, the Democratic side on the climate change side, the guy that's worked towards that the most, you guys loved him till he supported Trump. Elon was your favorite 8 years ago until he supported Trump. The moment he went into Trump, this guy.
No socialist liked Elon, dude. Like, come on, bro. It's just dishonest. He's not capable of engaging with anything because, again, if he tries to actually engage with something, he's gonna make himself look like a complete moron.
Guy's a horrible guy. This guy's a terrible guy.
To be fair, I've hated Elon Musk consistently throughout my adult life, and I also think that he is someone who has benefited immensely from the government. That's why I find hypocrisy in what you're saying.
I don't disagree
also think
on that side.
He's benefited immensely from the exploitation of labor overseas. He's benefited immensely from his extremely aggressive union busting tactics. So I'm saying, like, why
is he a
are
net positive to you for society?
Is he a net positive for me personally?
Is he a net positive for society, not for you?
I wouldn't say so.
You don't think he is?
No, I wouldn't
Who
say
to you
so.
is a net positive to society? Bernie Sanders?
I mean, Bernie Sanders is, I would say he's a compromise candidate, but I would say that
He's a compromise candidate.
Yes, I would
is
say he's a compromise
AOC a net positive to society?
I would say net positive, yes.
More than Musk is?
Yes, absolutely.
Really? Tell me
Yeah.
why.
Because AOC wants to introduce a Green New Deal, and I think that the New Deal is the closest
$30
thing.
trillion?
Okay, Trump literally just added $3.4 trillion to
Hey, Patrick! It's not just with the one big beautiful bill. Patrick, do you know how much money Trump has added through all of the fucking deficit spending that he has done? He's added about a third of the fucking national debt that the United States currently has. Like, this is not a fucking argument that you're gonna win, dude. Like, how much has Trump added to the deficit, or rather just to the national debt, right? So it's $7.8 trillion of gross federal debt while Trump was in office. This was during his first fucking term. And now with the one big beautiful bill, it's adding another $3.4 trillion. You can attribute about a third of the U.S. national debt to one guy, and that is Donald fucking Trump, bro.
Deficit, so I really don't want to hear.
30 trillion and
okay, so I'm
3
saying,
trillion.
I'm saying that I think that, you know, when we look at the system that we currently have, I think that we need to redistribute the wealth in a significant way, and we need to reintroduce something like the New Deal. And I think AOC has been the closest to doing that. I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of her, but I'm saying that we need a marginal tax rate.
Right.
That is something similar to the New Deal, 70 to 90%. Ideally, I would go for a wealth tax. Anyone over $999 million has to pay every year. But I'm saying that.
Say that one more time. You would do what? Anybody that makes over.
I would introduce a wealth tax. So
Okay.
I'd say that anyone who makes over $999 million needs to pay. So I think that no one should be a billionaire. I think that we should put the cap.
No one should be a billionaire.
Absolutely not. Do you think that people can survive on $999 million?
This isn't how life works.
Do you think someone could survive on $999 million? I'm asking you, do you think someone would be okay? Do you think someone's life would be impaired if they had only $999 million instead of $1 billion? You're not answering the question.
He's not going to answer the question. He's just wholeheartedly. He's never going to fucking answer this question. Because again, he's just a fucking billionaire. He has not a billionaire. He's a millionaire. He's got his. Fuck you. Suffer. Who cares? Like, yeah, it's people like this. They've bought out the whole fucking system, and people are fucking pissed and tired of that shit. Like, why do you think so many people, especially young people, tend to be significantly fucking anti-capitalist? Because there's a recognition that the system is fucking broken. There's no fucking prospects for any of these, for any fucking individual, as much as, like, Patrick Bet-David likes to pretend that there is. Like, there's no prospects for people. Why would they want to participate in a system that they know they're going to get inherently fucked over in? Like, they're not going to want to. Like, why would they? Why? What's the point? Why should they? I don't blame them. They're correct when they say that stuff. Like, there is no point in having fundamental participation in the system that we're currently in. Right? You can't. It's not feasible. It's not possible. But Patrick Bet-David fucking benefits from the system that's currently in, so he doesn't give a fuck. He's got his. Fuck you. Suffer. Eat shit.
These companies that continue to grow
Why are you avoiding my
created
question?
jobs for others.
Do you think someone
And
could reasonably survive on
don't get to
$999
dictate
million?
how big a person wants to build their business? That's not
Why
true.
do you-
By the way,
why
why
do you
don't
think
you elect someone that pursues those policies? Bernie was your hero for many years. He became compromised.
I never said he was my hero.
But how did Bernie become compromised?
I said that
You said he's a compromised
compromised
candidate. Why is he a
candidate.
compromised candidate?
I mean, he was definitely compromised by the Democratic Party, who didn't want him elected.
What happened?
I'm saying he's a compromised candidate in that I would go further than him, but I also know that he's probably the best we have right now, and I would like to see him as president, ideally, or someone similar. I think Zohran Mamdani, who you mentioned earlier, I think he's an
can't
excellent
wait for him
candidate.
to win. You know why I
Why is
can't
that?
wait for him to win? Because I can't wait for the data that comes out after he wins. I can't wait to show you all the numbers in the next 4 years after he
Yeah, I'm so ready for, like, whatever, like, schizophrenic freak that Patrick Bet-David has in his fucking retinue to come out with, like, whatever schizo data that they operate under. Like, they're policy fucking experts. Trust me, if you've watched any Majority Report bits about anything that comes from this complete, utter, like, moron and troglodyte, you know that he's just, like, a stupid fucking idiot. Like, he has, like, some of the weirdest, like, stupidest motherfuckers on the planet who are, like, his fucking data people and his, like, fucking experts who just, like, espouse complete fucking nonsense and have, like, roid rage fucking freak out moments. Because, again, He's just a stupid fucking freak.
Rich people have to flee New York because of his policies. That means that they're too economically fragile to handle those taxes.
No, because if you don't appreciate people that create jobs, they will go somewhere that they appreciate it.
We have to look past job creation.
Like what kind of jobs?
Many of the
if
jobs
you bring value to the market.
The reality is that you.
Yeah, dude, totally. A lot of like really high-paying jobs, like Starbucks barista or some shit. Like, yeah, dude, lots of fucking high-paying jobs. All these motherfuckers are constantly creating with their, I don't know, fucking crypto fucking coin scams and stuff. Like, I don't know, like, man, are you a crypto enthusiast? Do you like scamming people? You know, join Bumblefuck McGee. You're gonna make so much fucking money with us.
Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos, they have huge monopolies over our market, and they're able to pay as little in wages as they'd like. They quite literally control the wages and the costs in our economy.
Right.
When Amazon has 60% control over e-commerce, they can quite literally decide what wages and what costs people can earn and pay.
Your candidate, AOC.
I never said she was my candidate.
She's a net positive to society. You said AOC is a net positive to society more than Elon Musk.
Absolutely,
perfect.
Yes.
When AOC was in New York, Amazon wanted to bring 25,000 jobs to New York. These were jobs that were paying $150 a year.
Because from what I understand, the people who work for Amazon,
dude, fucking delivery fucking stuff, jobs like Amazon stuff are dog shit. Like, AOC wanted people to come in that have good paying union jobs. Amazon does not offer good paying union jobs, Patrick, and that is why AOC stopped fucking Amazon in that particular instance. Stupid. And also, AOC knows, fundamentally speaking, that if you let Amazon in to New York specifically, and you let Amazon into your fucking state, they do everything possible to choke out fucking local business in the fucking area. And she has a job to her fucking constituents who are probably not going to be able to compete with fucking Amazon to, well, make it such that people need to be able to compete in order to be able to make a fucking living within where they live, Patrick. That's why she didn't let Amazon in, because she knows that, hey, if I let Amazon in, all they're going to do is just choke out local New York business. I thought you liked fucking local businesses, Patrick. What happened? What happened to local businesses? Huh. Makes you curious, doesn't it?
10 to 15 miles per shift. They have higher injury rates than the industry average.
These were jobs that were paying $150 a year. She went against it. They went to a different place. 25,000 jobs they lost in New York.
And what would those jobs look like?
$150K a year minimum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, $150K minimum. Totally. Doing what? Going their fucking fulfillment centers, their fucking little delivery centers? Yeah, dude. $150K a year. Bull fucking shit. I don't know. Nonsense. Oh boy, 10-minute debate.
I'm gonna go with my friend here.
Hey, it's our boy.
So I chose Mason because he was the only one that came up to me and said, Pat, I'd like to have a reasonable conversation with you. You came up. There was 3 other people I was thinking about. And because you were fair and respectful, I chose you.
So my claim is America has never been a meritocracy.
Okay. Tell me why.
So I think that when you see wealth disparity and the amount that gives influences to certain individuals, specifically from a starting point, if we're looking at America like a race, and someone is starting 2 inches from the finish line and somebody starting a mile back, we would not say that this is a judgment of their merit. We'd say that this is a system that allows those with the most influence to continue to be successful.
So is it about some of the people that got generational wealth have an advantage over others that didn't get it?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that that's a moral failure. I'm just saying when people claim that capitalism is a meritocracy, that's just factually inaccurate. And we shouldn't be allowed to lie here. Like, we should try to be coming to a common consensus.
So capitalism is not a meritocracy?
No.
So you mean to tell me nobody here can go out there and win if they wanted to at the highest level?
No, I think that there's a probability that people can have social mobility or increase their economic conditions. It does not mean that everybody is able to. Some people could be a billionaire.
No, if you're saying not everybody's able to, I fully agree. I can play baseball, but I'm probably not going to play Major League Baseball.
I can spend money on a lottery ticket. Doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to win the lottery.
I agree. So what's your point? I agree with you then.
So my point is that America is not a meritocracy. You said
there's 2 things. Anybody at what level?
So generally speaking, what one-hand politics or Mason is describing here is the fact that within America specifically, the fact that a lot of people within the country can have it such that they're not able to, get a lot of intergenerational wealth. That's the term that I'm looking for. A lot of people, a lot of wealth within America as it exists right now is sort of created intergenerationally. That's not very meritocratic, is it, Patrick? Is intergenerational wealth meritocracy? Is it? I guess in Patrick Bet David's mind, it has to be, right? It has to be.
You can have success. To me, in life, there's 3 different types of people. You got overachievers, you got achievers, you got underachievers. Let me unpack this for a second. We got 10 minutes.
You can.
Overachiever, achiever, underachiever. Okay. You can find a guy in school. We all remember the kid in school that we're like, that kid's gonna win in life, and he didn't. He was supposed to be an overachiever. He ended up being an underachiever. And there were kids in school that we looked at and said, that guy's not going to do anything with life. Dude, stay away from that guy. He ends up winning. He's an overachiever. So it's not about what you're, end up doing in your life. It's how close you reach to your capacity.
The winning.
What fucking relevance does this fucking have? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, what? What does this mean? This is irrelevant, dude.
Talking about quote unquote is wealth accumulation.
Not necessarily wealth accumulation.
It is. That's exactly what you said.
If you end up, I have friends that make $120,000 a year. They have a good life. They're happily married, got 2 kids, and they chose to go live in a place like Victorville. They chose to go live in a different place. But to me, that is winning. They're contributing to society.
I have a genuine question for you, Patrick.
Please.
Do you think that a nurse or a hedge fund manager offers more social utility?
This is documented. 14 years ago, I made a video talking about the 10 most honorable professions, and a hedge fund manager wasn't on that list, but a nurse was.
Wow.
I believe what nurses do. When my father's at the hospital, and I see how they attend to him, you have no idea how much respect I have for nurses.
Right.
It's a tough job.
However, but I would say the hierarchy of what our society looks like does not prioritize that in the same way that you're saying
there's a difference. So there's a difference.
Sure.
Do I think a nurse is more important to the market than a basketball player? Yes. But the market wants...
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, what do you mean by honorable? Is a fast food worker honorable? What about like a sewage worker? What about someone like a social worker? Are these honorable professions, Patrick? Are they? Like, what does honorable mean? What does that mean?
Wants to watch a basketball player play, so they pay Steph Curry $60 million.
We both agree that America's failing, right? Your last claim was about how...
yeah, that's also how... Yeah, it's incredible that he even said that to begin with. Are, like, athletes fucking honorable careers? Genuine question. Are they? Is it an honorable career to be an athlete? That's another good question. Is it? Is it?
America's socialist, and that's a bad thing. I assume that you're saying because of government intervention.
Absolutely.
So you think capitalism can exist without government intervention?
I think you need law and order because there will be abuse if you don't have it. In our insurance company, when I was running the company...
Someone better not tell Patrick Bet-David that the United States loves to intervene in its economy all the fucking time. The United States economy is one of the most interventionists in the entire planet. Read fucking Mark Fisher. Read fucking Capitalist Realism, my dude. It is one of the most interventionist, bureaucratic, fucking nightmare shithole states in existence.
I had to make sure there was law and order in there. If you don't have certain compliance, abuse will come in. When abuse comes in, if it's a free for all...
Are part of those laws like labor laws?
That can also be abused. No, it's a fair question you're asking, but a part of that can also be abused. A lot of those guys go in with the right intentions. Then they become dividers, and they pin the employer against the employee. So then the divide and conquer model is very effective.
I just want to break this down. Do you think that there are not mutually exclusive interests in owners and workers?
Do I think there's mutual interest with owners and workers?
Do you think that they have a symbiotic relationship in when they're trying to achieve the same goal?
I like to give my employees equity because if you own equity in the company, you no longer are an employee. You treat it as if it's your own company. So I prefer to give my employees equity, but it's my choice.
So, like, every other fucking corporation, right? Like, every other fucking corporation lets you put aside a part of your fucking paycheck down for fucking equity. Like, this is very, very commonplace, Patrick. Like, that always happens. Like, what is it? What the fuck does he even mean? Like, why? Like, what relevance does this have, even, like, whatsoever? Like, is there any point to this? Like, why is he bringing this up?
I don't want the government forcing me to give them equity. I'll give you a story. You remember that story of a guy who said, I pay every...
Here's another question. What does Patrick Bet-David think of the Trump administration basically strong-arming Intel into giving them part of equity within their fucking company? What does he think of that in particular? I'm curious.
Every single one of my employees, $70,000 a year. What was this guy's name? I don't know if you remember this guy. The story went viral. Socialism, what a noble guy. Everybody retweeted it. The Bernies of the world. Phenomenal guy. I invited him on the podcast. He comes on the podcast. I said, so tell me about your noble cause that you pay everybody $70,000 a year. He says, well, I don't think anybody should make over $70,000 a year. You can live off of $70,000 a year. I said, perfect. Right. How many employees do you have? Let me make the point. I said,
I don't think that this is conducive to our conversation.
I said, how many employees do you have?
Yeah, this has no relevance.
A single share of your company. None of them do. Who does? I do. You're a socialist.
Yeah, this has no fucking relevance. Right? Again, like, you talking about shares. This doesn't mean, like... Again, we're talking about meritocracy. You are talking about fucking shares in your fucking company, the benefits that you give your employers. This has no relevance to the conversation whatsoever.
and everybody should make that much money, but you're not getting equity?
I'm not endorsing this particular person. I'd love to look into this, and maybe I'll watch the interview later.
There's a lot of contradictions in socialism when it comes down to action.
There are contradictions in the way that workers are trying to get as much wages as possible. That's just guaranteed. I want to get the maximum amount for the labor that I put into it. A owner wants to do the exact opposite. It's not that they want to pay people what they deserve. They want to pay people what they can get away with. That's just virtually true.
Yes, because when you say, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case.
No, you already agreed.
I wonder why Patrick doesn't think that's the case. I wonder why.
You're just saying that socialism. You're saying that socialism is the government mandating others to do it, but you're saying that markets do the exact same thing. You just said that the market price determines.
Don't put words in my mouth. I like you. You're respectful. You're a nice guy. Don't put words in.
Wait, no, that's exactly what you fucking said, Patrick. Like, again, like capitalist fucking realism. Mark Fisher talks about this. The amount of intervention in order to be able to sustain the bureaucratic sort of artifice of the United States of America is on a level in comparison to that of the Soviet Union. Mark Fisher outlines this very, very well within Capitalist Realism. Do you know how many fucking committees and subcommittees of those fucking committees, of those subcommittees exist within fucking Congress? Do you know how many fucking interest groups also consistently talk within Congress that have input into fucking laws? There are thousands upon thousands of people. Actually, no, millions upon millions of people that are hired explicitly by the federal government within the United States of America that sustain, well, the functioning of the state. Millions of fucking people. There's an entire army of people that are used, that are hired by the United States in particular. What does Patrick think like that's not the case or something? Like, what's going on here?
Did you not say that markets determine market rates?
What I'm telling you is there will be abuse in business. And if there's a person
I'm
like
going to ask you the same question as soon as you're done, but continue.
There is abuse in business. Some people will take advantage of that. But the benefit of a free market capitalism is if I don't treat you fairly, you go work for him. If he doesn't treat you fairly, you go work for him. Eventually, if you bring enough value.
Hey, Patrick, what happens when there is no one else that can fucking hire in that particular area? Like, what happens if you can't fucking find anyone who can't, like, work in that area? Like, what if you're the only employer? What if you're the only guy who's hiring? What do you do then? And they don't like working for your business. What, do you just not have a job? Are you not allowed to be able to get food on the fucking table? Like, what then? What then?
Value. Guess who can't afford to lose you? I can't afford to lose you.
Do you think that markets determine market rates?
If I can't afford to lose you, guess what I have to do to you?
Do you think that markets determine market rates?
You didn't answer my question. If I can't afford to lose you, guess what I do to you?
Because it's irrelevant. It's a stupid fucking question. Like, it's just a dumb question. Like, what? Like, that's why you didn't answer the question. It's just a dumb fucking question.
What a monopsony is?
Tell me about it.
So, do you know the difference between a monopoly and a
I know monopoly. Tell me about monopoly.
Okay, so a monopoly is a single seller who has rare competition within the selling of the distribution. That creates like inflated prices and that can hurt consumers. But a monopsony is one single buyer. So this is an employer. There are things called company towns. You brought up the example of Walmart outpricing small businesses.
Sure.
I think that's a fantastic example.
On the minimum wage side.
Right, of how there are large businesses that utilize their leverage.
This is a very, very good point here that's being raised by One Hand Politics in particular. Yep. Monopsony. Monopsony. I can't fucking do words well. It's late. I can't do words well.
And their influence and their capital in order to determine what those wages look like in a given particular place.
Sure.
So what I want to argue is minimum wages seem to stifle monopolies because they allow people to start at the same floor rate. You're saying that big businesses have an advantage when there's a minimum wage because they can pay more.
They do.
We are also
they
advocating for higher taxation rates and capital gains taxes
right.
on these businesses that are supposedly taking advantage of the system.
I think
wait. You can invest this in tax breaks for small businesses, for people that have less employees. Maybe you say that less than 5 employees, they have certain tax incentives, so they're not taxed at the same rate as these large conglomerates. But that does not mean that a minimum wage is a bad idea because, like most people here said, you can't survive on less than $7 an hour in most places.
You know what's the great thing about business and numbers and data is every idea is getting exposed. During COVID, all the policies that came out from the leftist side, they're all getting exposed today.
These points are flying.
Everybody realizes what works and what
doesn't work. Wait, can you name
work.
those policies?
When
just saying that they
states
failed?
who chose kids to stay home instead of going to school.
When is that a socialist policy?
That is a control.
No, you fucking idiot. They did that because there was a pandemic. There was a plague around the world. And no one wanted to get sick. Because if the kids go into school, they get sick, then they can get their parents sick, you fucking moron. Yeah, socialism is government control. That, like, holy shit. God, he's such a fucking moron. That's like just not how that works. Like, Patrick, if the kids were forced to have to go to school during COVID, they would have to go outside, go to school, yada yada. That's how that works, right? And they catch COVID because it's a highly contagious disease. These are kids that we're talking about. They do stupid shit all the time in order to get fucking sick. or whatever, right? This is a thing that consistently fucking happens, okay? They go out, they get sick, they bring back COVID, highly contagious, and then their parents get sick. What happens? Now their parents are sick. They can't go to work. They can't earn money. They won't be able to survive. They won't be able to pay their bills. They won't be able to pay for food. And then there's consequences to that. Whoa, crazy. Now they also have to pay money to get treatments for the fact that they have COVID because their fucking kid went out to fucking school in the middle of a pandemic of a highly contagious disease. Nonsense.
Because when a government is ran in a way that they're controlling,
that's not socialism.
Socialism is a form of control.
Socialism is a workers' control of their own
ultimate control.
No, socialism is workers' control of their own workplace.
Socialism is a form of control. Communism is the ultimate control.
See, you're using this rhetorical device as saying that capitalism equals freedom. Socialism.
I don't even say this is a fucking rhetorical device. He's just an idiot. He doesn't understand what the definition of like socialism or communism is. This isn't a rhetorical device. He's just a moron. Like he's just stupid. Like just stupid. He's just dumb.
I want to be respectful to you, and I've given you a couple questions that you haven't answered yet.
I'll answer.
Like, because he's like a fucking conservative. He's just going to use the titillating words like control all the fucking time because that's the particular audience that he appeals to, that being fucking conservatives. So he's just going to keep saying that term over and over and over again because the people that he fucking grifts to are conservatives. So he's going to keep saying, oh, it's all about the control, when that could just be anything further from the fucking case.
I want to go back to the question.
The rhetorical strategy that you're using might be beneficial for a large media platform. It's not based in reality.
If you bring value to me, and you're so effective to my company, if you get to a point that I don't give you a good salary and I don't give you equity, what's going to happen to you most likely?
I'm going to try to start a union with my workplace, so that way we can collectively bargain on how to raise the floor.
That's one of the options, but guess typically what ends up happening.
What happens? They're busted.
You leave and you go to a different company and they.
Are you saying the owners bust the union? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking union. You're talking about a different candidate.
What do you think about unions?
I think in some places they work. I told you earlier. In many cases they're divisive.
We agree. You also mentioned Wealth of Nations. You like Adam Smith?
I think a lot of his ideas, yes.
Do you disagree, or do you also agree that landlords are parasites?
I don't agree landlords are parasites.
Adam Smith, even a Wealth of Nations author, said that.
Yeah, wait, Adam Smith did say that. Yeah, Adam Smith fucking hates landlords. Fucking hilarious, dude. Yeah, I guess PBD likes landlords. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? PBD, landlord supporter. Curious.
He said that rent is
cherry picking. I don't think landlords are parasites. I think in many cases, when you think about what's happening with New York right now, this is why I'm telling you guys. I hope all of us reunite in 4 years and we have a conversation. And I hope Mamdani wins. I am hoping Mamdani wins because that case study is going to get opened up and all of you guys are going to see.
Can we both agree that corporate Democrats are a stain on this country?
Corporate
Democrats that utilize their leverage and utilize their influence to maximize their own private wealth is a bad thing that we should discourage.
I think it's their choice. I don't think you and I get to tell them what to do and what not to do.
So you think that like insider trading should be allowed?
I'm not for insider trading whatsoever.
You just said it's their choice.
No, if you're being
you can
specific,
use your influence.
If you're specific with insider trading, that's a different conversation.
I just think that all of these are
specific with insider trade. What the fuck does that mean, bro? Like, there's no like specific way to be like to do insider trading. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is complete nonsense, dude.
Examples of why capitalism is not a meritocracy, especially when you're saying that politicians who utilize their influence to maximize their own wealth. When you're talking about landlords who are profiting off of necessity for people, or you're talking about business owners who stifle unions for people that just want to collectively organize.
You could be right if the data was shown. I'll shake your hand. Absolutely. I'm not trying to disrespect you. No.
Thank you.
You've been very respectful. No. But for me to tell you this. Everything here can be proven based on data. If your policies are so attractive, I'm going to come to you.
Empirical data shows that worker cooperatives are.
Okay, how about sure? Like, listen, we can take a look at it. Let's take some stuff. Popularity of universal healthcare in U.S. Sure, why don't we take a look? Like what? How much? Gallup poll. In 2023, 57% say government should cover all of healthcare. Huh, interesting. But whoa. This is a little socialist. I don't know. We're being a little radical here. This is a kind of socialist, guys. I don't know. Little weird. How about universal childcare in the U.S.? Sure. How about that? What's the approval rating of this? New polling on childcare on the 2024 election. What's the polling? Except the cookies. Oh. All voters want candidates to have a plan. 89% of candidates want to say they want to have a plan, okay? Voters say child care is essential, so it's very important to the economy. 68% of all voters, and it is a majority amongst all fucking voting demographics, both Democrat and Republican. So that's cool. Voters want child care solutions. 74% of Republicans, 86% of independents, 96% of Democrats. Okay. This seems to be very, very popular. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Excellent. What about popularity of... what else is something that's not in the United States. What's like another good policy? How about universal background checks? Right? Universal background checks? What's the approval rating of that? In August 2019, Fox News poll of registered voters found 90% of respondents favored universal background checks. Oh, but this is socialism. What do you mean? This is socialism. You can't be doing any of this. 81% supported taking guns from at-risk individuals. 67% favored banning assault weapons. Oh, what happened? Whoa, we're doing some fucking socialism, guys. Here, what's going on here? Do you understand the fucking point here? These are broadly very, very popular sort of policies. Or what? How about this? Here's another one, just for you, Patrick. Okay. Popularity of raising the minimum wage in U.S. How about that? Raising the minimum wage remains a popular policy in the U.S. Again, we've done all of the differing sort of ballot initiatives, even in deep red states. They've all been like 60+%. Politico, what was it? Pew Research poll said 62%, right? 62%. New Pew Research poll found roughly 62% of Americans support raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, a percentage that could rise as more workers experience the benefits of higher pay floors in their states. Huh. I guess everyone in the United States of America is communist or something. Huh. That's a little weird.
Not only more sustainable to market collapses, but they also provide more of an actual attachment to the work that those workers have. The alienation of labor is absolutely making people hate their jobs. Why do you think most people watching probably don't like the workplace that they're in, but still agree that there's some problem in America, whether they're saying it's immigrants or whether they're saying it's billionaires? What the problem is in America is people don't feel an actual attachment to what they're producing in the world.
What do you think about Social Security? What do you think about what FDR did?
Wait, do you have nothing to say about the
no,
worker
because your
cooperative?
point's been made. Go back to Social Security. This has been done with.
Okay.
Right? If we have a couple
He's not going to answer the question. He's not going to.
minutes. What do you think about Social Security and how FDR came up with it?
Yeah, I think FDR, from most historians, are placed in the top 3 of all presidents, and that's from conservatives and Democrats. I think that FDR got a lot of things great. I really like his second bill of economic rights. I think it's very vital that we provide people with housing, we decommodify things that are necessities. You know the difference between elastic and inelastic goods?
Stay on Social Security.
So you don't know the difference?
What do you think about Social Security?
Well, no, he's not. Well, partially I agree he doesn't know what the difference is. But if he were to answer that question in particular, what is the difference between elastic and inelastic goods, he may have to defend some things that might seem a little too unpalatable for even this complete fucking moron to defend.
Stay on that.
Okay. Well, Social Security, I think, was initially had as a social safety net to add a supplemental income to people's pensions. So most people going into like the 1950s all the way up to the 1980s were given pensions by corporations as a promise that if you work for my firm, I'll make sure that I supplement the exact same salary that you're getting throughout the rest of your life. Now, what Ronald Reagan did was he changed the pensions to contribution-based retirement, which means I have to put this in the 401k, I have to put it in the stock market, and if the stock
Yep, exactly. This is the exact same shit that the Majority Report talks about consistently. One of the biggest problems with the current U.S. economy is the fact that Ronald Reagan decided to basically make Social Security a thing where it's just like, well, now you have to put it into the 401ks. It has to be handled by the private market. And that's been a complete fucking disaster for Social Security. Complete, utter disaster.
market collapses.
Do you think Social Security ended up being a system that works?
I think that Social Security is definitely needed as a supplemental income. And right now, since we have contribution-based retirements, it's absolutely needed. Because if you don't want old people eating cat food, we probably need some sort of sustainable income.
So when he came up with Social Security,
this is the exact same fucking talking point that's said here by Majority Report. I can listen. If I know fucking Mason about as well as I think I do, that's the exact same shit from the fucking Majority Report, and it's accurate. It's an accurate fucking talking point. Again, like, without people who do not have enough money from fucking Social Security, there was reports saying that they were fucking eating cat food, for fuck's sake.
Think his intention was to have 74 million people use it today? Do you think that's what he thought was going to happen?
Yeah, and I think it's because you're not gutting the program in its entirety. You can say that Social Security is a failure if you take the wheels off the car. The car's not going to run. But if you continue to buff it up and you make sure that you have good guardrails, it can be a successful
The challenge is, a lot of time when you come up with a noble idea to try to fix something today, ends up getting bigger and you never expected it. When Social Security first came out in 1935,
What the fuck does that even fucking mean, dude? Like, yeah, dude, Social Security is such a big bloat and everything. It's so bad. Yeah. That's why it's so big and ridiculous. It's just like, dog, the only reason why you're saying that is because you're a fucking wealthy industrialist and you want to get your fucking money back that you paid into fucking Social Security. It's the fucking George Carlin bit all over again, where they want to take your fucking Social Security. They're mad about the fact that they had to pay into fucking Social Security and they want it back.
first benefits were paid in 37, and it was paid in a lump sum. At that time, we had 128 million people living in America. Do you know how many people got Social Security?
Tell me.
54,000. Do you know when benefits started?
Tell me.
65 years old. So let me say this again to you. Life expectancy.
Bro, what? Like, what? What are you fucking talking about? Huh? Like, yeah, they just implemented the program, so there's not going to be as many people on the program immediately. That's how that works, Patrick.
Was 61. Social Security benefits started at 65.
Right. So you're saying because we've increased life, people need to work longer, right?
0.04%.
So grandma should be working at the
Let me make my
mill
point,
right
and then
now.
you can say anything you want to say.
Well, I'm just saying, you said as life expectancy increases, people should be working longer. You want to extend the retirement age,
No,
correct?
if you bring that to today, and you bring the exact same...
This is some very French policy that Patrick Bet-David is going along with here. He wants to increase the retirement age. That's going to be very, very popular.
That's a great FDR came up with.
Patrick, here's the difference between our worldviews. You're saying that because Social
Today,
Security,
there's 340
right
million
now,
people. Let me say the point, and then I'll let you speak as long as
You're
you
gonna die.
So that
You're
went
gonna
from,
work till you
math again
die.
for you, 54,000.
I mean, again, this is the exact same dude who also said that work will fucking set you free. So, you know, you have to die working for a fucking wealthy industrialist. And fucking Patrick Bet-David is a fucking wealthy industrialist. So, listen, peasants, you gotta fucking work until you die. Work is the main thing that'll set you free in America, right?
28 million people, 0.04%. Life expectancy 61, benefits start 65. Today, it's 74 million out of 340 million. That's 21%. When life expectancy is 78, benefits start at 65. Do you know who's going to pay the price on Social Security? Not my generation.
Yeah, if you
yours
keep
is.
doing cuts, correct. If you keep doing cuts,
No, because you're going to run out of money. You're going to run out of money.
No, that's not how it works.
Patrick, there's something called the cap of fucking Social Security, right? Does he know what raising the cap of Social Security is, right? Raising the cap on Social Security. Currently, as it is right now, there is a certain cap of threshold of people who can pay into Social Security. The reason why Social Security, and this is, I'm going to bring up the Majority Report again, they talk about this shit constantly. The reason why Social Security is having problems in terms of its solvency, or not solvency, in terms of being able to pay for itself, the reason for that is because the cap on fucking high income earners is not being fucking raised for Social Security. And so, as a result, a lot more people, as they keep getting poorer and fucking poorer, and only people with, workers who only pay the Social Security tax on the first $176,100 of wage income, these are the only people that are paying within Social Security. This is the current cap. If you raise that cap, a lot more wealthy people are going to be able to start paying more within Social Security. And as a result of more people paying more money into Social Security, all of a sudden, Social Security is not going to have those fucking funding issues. And as a result, the retirement age doesn't have to be raised. Whoa, crazy. But again, he's 100 fucking millionaire. What is his net worth again? What's Patrick Bet-David's net worth? Patrick Bet-David net worth? What's his net worth? How much is he worth? That's his views. How much money is he worth? Yahoo.com? $350 million? Woof! Estimated net worth of $350 million in 2024. I wonder why Patrick Bet-David is seemingly against raising the cap on fucking Social Security. I could think of a couple of reasons. Specifically, this funny little number right here. Wonder why he's against it.
So the difference between our worldview, Patrick, is you're saying not only should people work longer into life because life expectancy has increased, but they should work longer into life without guarantees for healthcare, without preventative care, and that's not only going to increase the deterioration of people's living conditions, it's also going to lead to a worse economy. Because let me tell you, 70-year-olds not going to be the most productive members of our economy. They should be spending time with their families. They should be easing into their passing away. We shouldn't be forcing grandma to go to the mill.
It's going to be on your back. You'll be paying for this in 30 years.
Appreciate you.
Because the cap is not going to be fucking raised. Because dumbasses like yourself basically want to pay as little as fuck in taxes as possible. Again, you are the exact same motherfucker who said he was happy paying his 10% fucking capital gains tax. You just don't want to pay more into fucking Social Security because you're a rich, out of touch motherfucker. Yep, good shit there, of course, by fucking Mason, 1000 fucking %. Because again, hey, Patrick, $350 million. I wonder why you don't want to raise the cap on Social Security. I could think of a couple of reasons. Specifically, this one being the main one. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I think that Patrick is a really great salesman. I think that he came in and confidently sold what capitalism is. But I think that the main point of today really showed that capitalism's best product is giving excuses for its own failures.
I don't think that we should be giving these people a large platform to amass a larger following, but I do think that we should expose these people to the light. And I think that even if people have horrendous and repulsive views like he did, I want to hear them because I want to know who those people are.
I also don't think that he really listened to a lot of the claims. I also don't think everyone listened to his claims either. So I don't know how productive of a dialogue it was, but maybe we convinced some people at home one way or the other.
The thing is that he never even really adhered to any of his particular claims, like, to be honest. Like, he immediately fucking deviated and talked about, like, whatever other idiotic fucking bullshit he decided to, like, ramble on about. And people were just like, dog, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not even, like, every single time when he debated fucking Xena, like, he didn't adhere to any of his fucking positions. Because, again, like, unironically, he's just a fucking moron.
The other, and maybe there's some value to that, maybe not.
My vision for America is, if there's anything that's happened after COVID, we used to be here. We disagreed on issues here. This is center, this is libertarian, this is conservative. And then during COVID, we went here, where we are in a very interesting place that some people don't even want to talk to somebody else that they don't agree with. It's gotten to the...
This is the political analysis from the Valuetainment brand. Dude, we're like here. We were here, then COVID happened, now we're here. Now it's all here, and now we do like a little bippity-boppity little fucking jig in a dance. Do you understand just how fucking idiotic this moron is? Complete, utter fucking moron.
To the point that we are a little bit too divided right now, and I'd like to see America be more united than as divided as it is.
If you don't want to address the economic issues, like you have consistently said that you do not want to address, then America will continue to be divided. Because of motherfuckers like you. You are the reason why America is fucking divided by saying like, well, I don't want to pay more in fucking taxes. That just kind of hurts my fifis. I don't like paying more in taxes. Wah. Nah, cope, seethe, mauled. You're gonna pay your fucking motherfucking taxes, you little shit. You're the exact same dude who's saying like, yeah, I like the fact that there's only a 10% capital gains tax. Yeah, I'm happy about the fact that, I don't have to pay as much into like Social Security and all that different stuff. Because you are an out-of-touch, rich fucking elitist, Patrick. That is fucking why. I hope you have a good time continuing to justify all of your fucking wretched, idiotic fucking positions. Because you won't be able to, fucking continue justifying the complete idiotic shit that you fucking believe in, Patrick. Complete incoherent babble, as always, from morons like fucking Patrick Bet-David. Complete moron, dude.